and
Where
then
they
there's
just
like
got their hands out and you put the controller in their
yeah,
hand.
exactly. And
Yeah, they have all kinds of different ones.
I got the Fallout one, right? And I said, okay, that'll just be perfect, right? I definitely want that, right? But like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm not gonna half-ass do it. I want to do it. I want to do it right. Like, I want the metallic control, like the buttons and everything. I don't really need the anti-slip
Is that one got
doohickey.
metallic fucking buttons in it?
But the shit is adding up to like $100 fucking, you know.
The,
So
the buttons
I
don't even look metallic, dude. They're metallic. Oh, I see, like the gold metallic. That's
mm,
it.
there's like blue metallic, gold metallic, like
And send me a fucking white Xbox controller and a fucking thin tip Sharpie. I'll make you this fucking controller in a weekend, bro. Like, it
yeah.
doesn't even require a whole lot of artistic skill to even draw that character. I literally can make this for you in a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like lot of my, I've talked to some people, my IRLs here, and they're like, yeah, we can see why you sort of went out on a limb and bought the Starfield controller, but then again, the Starfield controller I got for a discount because I used my Microsoft points. So like I was able to get that Starfield controller for like under $50. And
Yeah, even that one, the little rainbow coming in from the corner is the thing that I was like, yeah, no, I'll pass.
well, you
But I
know,
mean, everything else about it is cool. All kind of like the schematic type, drawings and shit on it. I thought it's all right.
yeah, I mean, but like, no, I wanted to get the Starfield controller one because like I had the skin on order, right? I've always wanted like I don't like the regular consoles. I've always wanted the custom consoles,
So you got a
and
vinyl sweater for your Xbox.
basically, yeah, I did. And I mean, I like the whole like the cohesion in the whole motif, right? I got the skin for the Starfield on for my Xbox, the wrap, if you will. Then I got the controller and I got the headset. So it's like makes it, to be honest with you, the reason I do that to a certain extent is it makes the resale a little bit easier for me. You know, whenever that time does come where I'm ready to sort of like liquid it, you know. So it just like I'll throw that console with the headset and the controller. I'll get a $500 for it or something like that because I'm giving them like a whole motif. And I did that with the PS4 Pro because remember they had released the 500 million
Yeah, the one that
console.
was clear blue or like
Mhm.
translucent blue. Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of expensive, and I already had a PS4 Pro, but I said, okay, you
Yeah.
know what? In the longevity, this will be a lot easier to sell, and I would get a little bit more for my investment. So I ended up buying it, and then I think when I sold the PS4 Pro before the PS5 came out, I think I got close to $400 for that, the headset, and the controller. So
Yeah, that particular one always had some type of desirability for. I didn't never saw the appeal personally because boring ass PlayStation is like, what are you gonna do for this celebration, this milestone? Just make
mhm.
it see through blue. Okay, yeah, that's it. Like someone needs to hire me over at PlayStation to be the head of design for custom consoles and shit, dude. That because that is the easiest job in the world. All I have to do is decide a color, and that's it. I've done my job.
Well, you know, like and Cerebral just popped in at the right time. You know, we're talking about custom controllers because we were talking about the Fallout controller, and I'm like wanting to buy it, but it's $100 if I like max it out. And I was saying I bought that.
Yeah,
You
but see
bought
that one looks cool.
that, yeah, but that's not. Did you buy the core? Or did you buy the accessories that came with it?
I
What is
bought the
that one?
core because I already had the accessories
Okay,
from a
What kind of
previous one.
controller is it? Is
that's
it
the
It's
for
Elite.
anything?
the Elite 2.
Yeah, the
Oh, the
Elite
elite.
Two. Yeah,
It comes red, or you made it red.
It
no,
comes
it comes
red.
red.
Red is
Oh,
one of the choices.
that's
There's
Though
another
apparently
one like a
they're
blue.
weird.
apparently they're sold out now, so I may have got the last red one. So
Oh, really? You're
yeah,
kidding?
no, I'm
They
not.
sold out already?
Yeah,
Red and
Oh,
black is
wow.
a sexy combo. That's my favorite color combination is black and red.
yeah.
It looks sexy.
I have the black buttons and stuff that I could put on it from my previous Elite. So
The biggest
Nice.
fucking tragedy, and like I wanted, is you came on the right time. Is like I don't like every time, whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, even fucking Nintendo, right? whenever they release a custom console or custom controller, it's always uninspired. And I've always wondered like why they don't hire Pope, you know? And it's like
I
some of
don't
his
particularly
designs are
think that's true,
killer.
man. I've seen some really cool, Switches, Wii's, 3DSs. Dude, I had a dope Zelda 3DS XL. It was all gold and shit, dude. So I think they
Yeah.
have some good ideas. And Xbox, I think, specifically has really awesome custom designs for a lot of their custom ones. Are there some uninspired ones? Sure. I think
Yeah.
really it's PlayStation is the odd one out of the bunch who has super boring designs for all of their custom consoles, with the exception of like maybe 2 or 3 over the course of their entire existence.
I was so disappointed with their Spider-Man design. I'm like, really? This is the best you can fucking come up with?
Again, someone needs to hire me over at PlayStation to come up with custom console ideas, because all I do is I say, let's make a blue one. Great idea. No, you're a genius. What are we going to do for Spider-Man? Well, I'll throw a spider on the side. Great idea. No, but you're a genius.
The God of War controller was a little bit of a put down too. It's like,
that piece of shit. I bought it too. It's like literally a fucking purple controller with an icon on the fucking touchpad.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
The spider one's a solid red controller with the white spider on the touchpad. It's like, what the
now, did
my
this come
nephew.
because I had just interviewed Pope earlier today. We just did a live interview with Pope actually.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah,
See,
you
I
look at
always
his
say,
designs,
I don't know
right?
why people don't hire him, dude. His shit is dope.
Yeah, like he had a console idea for the Spider-Man. That shit was off the freaking rip.
I have loved almost everything that I see him put up, and it's like, why has nobody hired this? I think Paul said he's been like freelanced for a couple things here and there.
Yeah.
But like, why is he not locked down? Especially,
Well, he is now. He's working.
Oh,
he works for Crack now. He's actually part of the Embracer group.
Wait,
Seriously.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like he worked for like
actual crack. That's what I thought.
No, the company. He actually, So and they've got a lot of stuff coming out really soon that he really couldn't talk about. But he said so.
That's cool, man. He's insanely talented. I've been saying for years that someone should lock him down. I'm happy that someone has, because, like I said, so with PlayStation specifically, with these fucking plates, they could be making a killing selling custom plates, special edition plates, fucking plates. All like, how hard is it to do that? Why did you make them removable? What the fuck was the point?
Well, remember the 360 with its face plates? They had some really good designs. That shit was
I had a whole drawer full of them.
I actually own a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Swap them out every once in a while if the mood.
So
if the
cool.
mood hit me. Well, let's grab this one and put this one on for a while.
And they weren't that expensive.
No, they weren't.
They need to really consider some of that type of stuff. Like
a lot of the Xbox ones that were sold for the 360, I don't even think were first party. I think they were just third party plates. Like not most of the ones I saw, like GameStop, weren't even from Xbox.
So
some of the best ones were not Xbox.
Let's welcome KY for sliding on in here. You know.
Oh yeah. By the way, we are starting a show.
What's happening, Mr. Jelly?
Okay, so let me go ahead and get this show started. Welcome everyone to Wasted with Wize, episode 31. This is bad comedy. So I do want to start this podcast before I introduce everybody. I want to say that a couple of things. This podcast is in honor of one of my longtime heroes who passed away just yesterday, Akira Toriyama. He was if you don't know who he was the creator for Dragon Ball. He also designed the characters for Dragon Quest, all of the Dragon Quest. Sandland I think is his most recent designs. Blue Dragon, historically, I loved Blue Dragon. Why they got a sequel for that, God only knows. His influence everywhere. Chrono Trigger, the list goes on. And yeah, he passed away. I want to say he passed away because of, I think he had like an internal bleed that went unnoticed or something. And by the time they found out, it was too little too late. 68 years old. And so, prayers to his family. It's a massive loss. And I was saying before the podcast that if it wasn't for him and introducing me to anime was actually my gateway drug into like current gen gaming. Of course, I was always a gamer with like Nintendo and stuff like that, but it was like his character designs with Dragon Quest and his character designs with Chrono Trigger and all of these that really sort of entrenched me into the gaming culture as well. And I feel that if it wasn't for his influences, I probably wouldn't even be a gamer as much. So yeah, hearts out to his family and everything like that as well. Also, I want to say also a piece about Mr. Bushido. Everyone knows he who's attended this podcast and also who's watched KY's podcast. Seen Bushido, prayers and thoughts to him and his family. He is recovering, but I try to keep in touch with everybody, and yeah, he is going through a lot. I do not want to divulge all of the details right now because I don't think that is appropriate at this venture. But I do know, but he is on the mend, yeah, we wish him a speedy recovery, and we know that once he is 100%, he will be on and ready to rip everybody in this podcast and every other podcast, a new one. So, Bushido, this also is out. This is also for you. So, yeah. Anyhow, so let me go ahead and get started. So let me go ahead and introduce my guest for my guests for tonight. The other guest was supposed to be on, but I don't know what happened yet. He's probably coming in a little bit late. My man KY with Game Set Live. How you doing, boss man? You look like an overweight Terminator. So
yeah, I feel like an overweight Terminator too. But yeah, I'm
so
doing great, man.
I'll follow you if I want to live. How about that?
Yeah. So yeah,
How you been doing?
I've been doing really good. I've been playing a lot of. I'm really enjoying Skull and Bones. I won't give the game crap like everybody else is because I'm actually enjoying it. I do think that they had every Ubisoft team that they had work on this game, and it is clear that was done because the scenery is rich and the graphics are nice, and I'm really enjoying playing it. Other than that, let's see, I've probably played more PC gaming in the last 2 weeks than I have in the last 2 years.
Oh,
And
wow. What was the motivation?
Well, actually the motivation, what got me back into, because I've played a little bit of Steam here and there, a little bit of Epic Game Store here and there. Helldivers got me on Steam every day.
Mm-hmm.
And going on Steam every day, if anybody else has used Steam, you know that they track what kind of things you're into and what you play. And so I would be getting these, hey, have you checked this out? Hey, check this out. This is on sale. And so I've been playing Pacific Drive on Steam, and it is an amazing game. I've been playing Sunken Land on Steam, which is an amazing game. And then I went and I revisited the Epic Game Store because I saw a video on YouTube about a game called Witchfire. And that game, I looked it up. It was shown at a State of Play a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how
I remember that game. It was like it's a first person, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it was revealed a while back, if I believe. But yeah.
Well, it is. It just so you know how Sony is. Just same thing with Pal World. Sony does not put games on their platform that are unfinished.
Mm-hmm.
The game Witchfire, it is exclusive to the Epic Game Store right now. You can buy the game preview. The game preview launched September of 2023. And so I went to the Epic Game Store and I paid, I think it was $30 for the game preview. And I've been playing the hell out of it. This game is so rich and so deep, and to know they're not even done with it, it is so cool. I'm loving Witchfire every second I play it. Yeah, it's awesome. I would encourage anybody who's got a PC, go to the Epic Game Store and get the game preview for Witchfire. I'm not even being paid for that plug, but it's a great game.
Give us a Cliff Notes version of what's going on. Like, what's the general gist and what's the gameplay loop and etc.
Okay, so you are recruited by the Catholic Church, you are what they call a prayer, and the prayer can feed off of the witch magic that these witches in the world have started to bring things back to life. And so
Those
you've got
bastards.
you've got skeletons, you've got archers, and all these undead things that are roaming the lands. And the power from the witch that has brought them to life is called witch fire. That's the magical force that's driving them. And so as a prayer, you have the special ability to absorb that witch fire after you've basically deceased them, and use it to increase yourself. And so you go on these expeditions where you'll portal into a world, and as soon as you portal into the world, that portal behind you will dissipate within like 5 seconds. So there's 2 other portals on the map, and there's several maps, but until you beat the first, they call them the familiars. Until you beat the familiar on that map, you can't access any of the other maps. So you go in and you kill a lot of enemies, and you absorb all their witch fire, and then you have to get back to one of the other portals to get back to your safe haven, which is an old like worn down cathedral on the side of a mountain. And you have to take that witch fire and you use it to upgrade your weapons. You use it to upgrade your, basically they call it to ascend, to increase your level and your stats and everything. And whatever the witch fire you go in with, you keep it and you build, more to it. But if you get killed in that world, I see this is where they took this from Elden Ring. What remind me, what is it that you're gathering in Elden Ring when you kill enemies?
I call it souls in every game.
Souls
It's the
basically,
same shit.
basically fucking souls.
So your witch fire is your souls. So it tells you before you go on an expedition how much witch fire you're risking, which is how much witch fire you have on your person. And if you go in and you die, then your witch fire is your place of death. And so you can turn right back around and go back into the world and go and get your, I usually go in and I'll sneak around. You can see on the map where the more difficult enemies are. And I can avoid them to get to my witch fire, pick up my remains, and let's say I may go through a not so lethal area of the map and get some more witch fire, and then when I get to my place of death, I pick up the 5,000 witch fire and then I hightail it. As soon as I know I've got enough witch fire to ascend to the next level, then I'll hightail it and sneak around and get to the next portal to get out. But you got to be careful to get into that portal, because if you have enemies that like start following you when you get to that portal, it takes 20 seconds for that portal to open. So you may bring a lot of trouble your way. But yeah,
Okay.
it's a loop, and it plays real. I haven't even beaten the first familiar because I'm that kind of person where I will grind till I'm OP. That way the first boss isn't a problem. I'll just crush them. But yeah,
It sounds pretty compelling. And some of the bosses, I remember the trailer when we saw it. It was about a year ago when we saw the trailer. But I do remember that some of the bosses, or whatever you want to call them, they looked pretty involved. It looked almost, and I hate this comparison, but right now, some other thing will escape me. It looks like an FPS. Some of the bosses, it looks like a first-person Elden Ring. Some of the bosses that they were showing, So
I haven't even seen the first boss because I've been avoiding that area. Like you can see on the map where it'll show you where the familiar is, and it'll show you a skull where a not so dangerous. It'll just call it a dangerous area. And then on other parts of the map, there'll be a skull with horns, and it'll say very dangerous area. And then there's another different kind of skull that says extremely dangerous. And then you've got one for the familiar. Well, I just avoid that one completely until, yeah. I mean, maybe like, I don't know, maybe later on I'll decide I'm not risking any witch fire whatsoever. I'm just going to go right forward to the familiar just to see exactly what it's like.
Yeah. You just
Mhm.
farm the early bitches till your dick gets big enough that when you pull it out, it just instills fear of the rest of the enemies of
Exactly.
the
That
game.
right.
Sounds like a big pussy to me. Just saying.
Yeah, it seems like. Oh my god. Well, oh well.
Well, I mean, if the grinding wasn't as compelling and as fun as it has been, then I would have went right for the boss. But if doing building everything up and getting next levels to your weapons and stuff, it's a lot of fun.
Well, honestly, if you can replay the same areas of a game in the very beginning for X amount of time and not get tired of it, it probably speaks to the game being a good game.
If it has a good design that makes you want to do it, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or you
Yeah, I
just
pretty
a
much
big
know
geek.
this map like the back of my hand now, but I'm still going in because it's a lot of fun.
balls deep. That's good.
Is
Oh,
it out
yeah.
for any of the consoles yet, or is it still only on Steam?
It's not on Steam. It's it's
Epic.
in game preview, but Epic
Okay.
Game Store has the exclusivity
that's
rights
Steam.
to the game
Which-
preview.
Which game are we talking about?
Witchfire.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Which I
Sounds
remember
like
hearing
the
about
title
a
of
few
a
years
Judas
ago. but
Priest
I haven't
song.
heard- Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it anywhere near a release, or
I
is
don't
it?
know.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
You-
I've watched some YouTube videos of people that have been playing it since like even before early access. They got access before early access went live, and they're like, the game is so full, and to know that there's even more coming, but I don't think we've ever gotten a date.
Is it
because
pretty bug free, or is it still
I
definitely
haven't
in beta?
I have not experienced any bugs. To me, it's a finished, polished game.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Okay, that's
They
impressive.
said early access started September 20th for a year exclusive to Epic Game Store. So who knows? Who knows when the final release? A year
It
from
kind
now,
of
maybe?
it kind of reminds me of Baldur's Gate 3 because it was in early access for 2 years. I actually paid for it 2 years before it went live. So,
Yeah,
See-
I know it was. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
Go
off.
ahead.
You should be. God
Yeah.
damn it.
So I know it was shown at State of Play. So I don't know. The finished product is obviously coming to PS5,
Mhm.
but with PlayStation not really having a early access program,
Right.
maybe after the year exclusivity on the early access Epic Game Store, maybe we'll get this early access on Xbox. I don't know.
See, here's the thing that I have a question about. We always talk about and harp about exclusivities, whether it's on Xbox, PlayStation, and it doesn't matter. But what happens when a game is exclusive to like Epic? Epic is not really tethered to any of the consoles. So like, does that mean now if a game signs on the dotted line for Epic, we have to now, if we're not a PC player, buy a PC to play the game or something, or what? I don't know.
sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of how shit works?
That's just the way it goes, buddy.
Yeah, I mean,
There's-
a good example would be Dave the Diver. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna be getting Dave the Diver. We saw it at State of Play. We're gonna be getting
Mhm.
it on PlayStation, but for the long, up until this point, you've only seen it on Steam. That's the only place you could get, and it was nominated for many awards,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
it was exclusive to Steam.
This is what I'm saying. I mean, like, it doesn't make it. I mean, I know what people are saying. Yeah, the exclusives help better your console or whatever. It's just it's just getting to be a point where it's just getting too fucking convoluted. You know, it's
Jesus
just
Christ,
like it doesn't
man.
make any
Did you
goddamn
did you
sense.
grow up
But
in the
but
80s?
but it, but
Oh
it,
my
but
God.
it's always been like
It's-
that though, dude.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been
but-
like this since the inception of gaming. It has
That's what-
always
that's why I'm-
been
that's why I'm
certain
saying
games
that.
for certain
I
devices.
know,
and like you don't have enough disposable income. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
And guess
it's
what?
like-
There were PC games at the inception of gaming that weren't available on console. There were arcade
Correct.
games that
Oh,
weren't
there-
available on console. You needed an
Well, there was-
arcade to play it.
Yeah.
When we were
See-
younger, there was more than just PC. There was Amiga. There was everything. There was a million different
Yep.
things. There were
Yeah.
actually 10
Yep.
times more shit than now as far as consoles and PCs. It was way harder to
Yeah.
keep up with all
You
that
you
shit.
you could play
Cost
it on
way
your
more
Commodore
money.
64, but you couldn't play it on your Windows
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah, and
or
like I said, it
whatever.
cost a ton more fucking money back then, comparatively
Yeah.
speaking, to do all that shit. I had a friend who had a PC, had a fucking Amiga 2000, had every console. I mean, fuck, he did everything. I went to his house to play everything too. Fuck. man.
Yeah,
Well-
growing up, most kids had either a Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis.
Correct.
Very few had both. Now, dude, everyone has their main console and their secondary, whatever choices they made for that. Everybody has.
Well, here's the thing. We didn't have a ton. My dad didn't have a lot of money when I was younger. He bought a Nintendo Entertainment System because he wanted it, and
Right.
we had Ataris back in the day because he bought all that shit. And then when it came to the Genesis, my dad wasn't interested, so I saved up and I bought that fucker. And then when the Super Nintendo came out, I saved up and I bought that. And there were just a couple of years between. But you know what's funny is doing fucking lawns and shit. I was able to save that money.
So
It's kind
I
of
did the
funny
same
how that
fucking
works.
thing for my Super Nintendo, man. I remember EGM magazine had a blowout for the Super Nintendo, and for the whole entire summer, I basically sacrificed my entire summer. I was cutting lawns and everything like that, and I would come home just beaten, tired, and everything for like pennies on the dollar, right? And I would use that cover, that EGM cover, as motivation. You know, it's like I want this fucking
Probably had
console.
to
You
clean
know?
it
Well,
a
it's
couple
like-
of times too. Jeez.
You know, and going back to what was exclusive and whatever, you know, at my house, we had the Atari 2600 at my house, but after the divorce, you know, we had that at my house, but my dad ended up with both the ColecoVision and the Intellivision.
Son
And
of a
so
bitch.
games that I had at
Right.
home that I could only play at his house, and some games were only on the Intellivision and some games were only on the ColecoVision.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's nothing. This whole exclusivity, you can only play in a certain place thing, is
It's always
nothing
been
new.
there.
It
Yeah, it's
really
always
is.
been there.
Yeah, but you see, I guess like my biggest hurdle in all of this is that like I have like pigeoned off. Like, okay, I got my Xbox for my Xbox games and whatever. Like, then I got PlayStation for PlayStation games, and I actually do buy more of my multiplats on PlayStation now because I like playing with my DualSense. And then of course you got Nintendo for their exclusives. And then like for everything else, all my work stuff and like when I'm streaming and everything, I'm using Apple computers because in my house we're an Apple family. Everybody it just interconnects and it's easier to use. Don't really need a PC per se because I got everything covered. But then like I know that if I want to play certain games, I'm gonna have to get a PC. But then the way my thinking is that if I'm gonna bite the bullet and get a PC, I'm not gonna get a mediocre PC. People are like, oh yeah, you can get a PC for like $500, $600, $700
No,
with a decent
no,
graphics card. And I'm like,
People be
that's
lying.
just not how I do things. That's just
So-
not how I roll. You know, like if I'm gonna get a fucking PC, I'm gonna put a 4090 that bastard. You know, that's what I'm saying.
I'm running 16 cores, 32 threads. I got an AMD
Threadripper?
50, it's AMD 5950X.
Mm-hmm.
Just that processor and my motherboard was $600.
Oh yeah.
So that's
oh yeah.
yeah, you know, you just
Yeah,
gotta-
it's when people say it's really cheap, they're speaking highly on. You gotta find really specific deals in specific locations. I'm like, that doesn't apply to everyone. Plus, if you're trying to get a good competent computer, you're gonna drop a lot more. So,
Yeah.
anytime someone says you can get a good price PC, I'm like, that's really maybe, very maybe.
Yeah, I mean, in
know,
theory,
you're-
yes. In theory, they're correct. In theory, yes, you can get a mediocre PC and it will run, I would say, 60% of the games that are out there.
I was gonna say a
but-
lot of the new games coming out that 500 PC ain't gonna run for shit. Okay, that you know.
Yeah, you also got to remember that even if you were to get like a mid-range or budget gaming PC, well, you still need a fucking monitor, you still need a keyboard, you still need a mouse. Like you need fucking now a desk to put this shit on and a chair.
Just,
Like,
just play with your
there's other
imagination.
shit.
Close your eyes and touch the keyboard. There you go.
No, and then on top of that, don't forget, like, you know, when you get into the PC realm, you're gonna have to play with like, okay, different launchers have like you have your Epic launcher, you have your Steam, you have whatever other
yeah.
company wants to
That's
do
a
their
pain
own
in the butt.
launchers. Then you have to optimize that shit. You have to get drivers for every fucking thing. And
no,
no,
That part's not as bad.
it's
as
not
it
like
used to be.
that. It's not like that anymore.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's a lot
Well-
more streamlined now, thankfully.
Well,
But,
maybe
you know,
but-
I came to this realization a few weeks ago, and I've said it on my podcast, and I'll say it here. We are the generation that is keeping console gaming going because I have two 13-year-old girls and I have a 9-year-old son. And me and the wife, we stepped up to the Series X. So we
Mhm.
had our Project Scorpio edition, 1X's, which was still very capable. We've got one in my son's room, one in my daughter's room. They've never turned them on. They all wanted me to build them a PC. That's what they wanted. They did not want a console. They wanted a PC.
Your kids
I'm
are
back.
broken.
So that's what
I agree
this
with you with that
generation is.
regard.
What is it? This generation wants a computer.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do they both own Switches?
One of them owns a Switch, yes,
Ah, I see.
but she doesn't use it.
Well, you guys know the only reason my kid got a Xbox was because he got banned from Fortnite. But apart from that, yeah, he's a strict PC player. Like if he's not able to get it on Steam or Epic, he's just not going to play it. And same thing with my elder. My elder is like, I don't need a console because everything I want to play is on my PC, and I'd rather have one device that does it all than 3 devices that do 3 different things. So yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, I support that comment that we are the final generation of consoles, and that's what people say. Oh, consoles ain't dying. I guarantee. I think that there will always be a market, but that market is slowly dwindling.
I think one of the major reasons for that also is that the generation coming up, they are all watching streamers. They're all,
Yeah, they're
that's
all
all they
streaming
know is
PC
streamers. Like
games.
right now, if you were to poll high school students on what they want to be when they grow up, the number one answer is an
Oh, God.
influencer. It's
Oh,
fucking
shit.
pathetic, and
Yeah.
we should nuke the world. But that's the answer. So,
Exactly what it is.
so that's the answer. So these people see their influencers, the people that they like streaming, and they're like, I want to do that. That's what the cool people are doing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, PC
I
gamers-
think some
PC
of them may be cyclic too. We're gonna go through a phase, and then at some point in the future, it might come back down to, okay, instead of this big bulky PC, I want something a little smaller that'll sit in front of my set or whatever.
Well, I was just
I
going to
mean,
say
yeah,
that's happening right now.
yeah.
That's happening right now. That's already happening. PC doesn't even mean the same thing anymore.
Right.
What KY Bob was saying, yeah, that's PCs like we know them, but the PCs that are starting to sell like crazy are the ROG Allies and the freaking Steam Decks, and the kids are starting to play those. And then they're able to do those mobile, or do those, sort of mobile if you can run it for an hour and a half and not be pissed that it goes dead. But as far as playing on something like we know, basically it's a PC console. Those exist, so it is a console, really. It's not a standard PC. You have to be connected to a network. You really got to probably be at home to utilize it. It's not going to have any kind of 5G connection as far as like mobile connection, but it will, it'll play portably in your house.
And that may change 20 years from now.
Well, it may change in 5 years. That may change in 5 years.
But I still hold that the whole thing's not going to really roll over for at least 15 to 20 years.
Oh yeah, how many PCs are out there versus consoles?
Yeah, I mean,
there's a big question. You can say that PCs die. I mean, that consoles dying. It is. I think it's the ratio shifting, and specifically, I think Steam Deck and ROG Ally and those portable systems are a key to that demographic shift from the consoles. But once again, it's another console essentially taking place. So it's not like the console concept.
The better question, like how many PC players are out versus how many PCs are, because there's a fucking bajillion million PCs, but not. Most of them aren't used for anything other than Excel spreadsheets.
And that's when I say PCs, I mean PC players.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily mean PCs that somebody's doing works. Yeah, spreadsheets.
Well, you see what you don't understand.
Hey man, listen.
What you guys don't understand, even with like education, right? We like in the schools these days, we give these kids a Chromebook on the first day of class. Now you're like, okay, well, a Chromebook can't run shit. Well, yeah, that's right. A Chromebook can't run shit. But guess what? You got cloud streaming with both Xbox and PlayStation and like all that type of stuff, GeForce Now. They don't need a console. They don't need a high-end PC. If they're okay with the streaming stuff, then
if they don't care how it looks and plays, sure.
Yeah, I mean, like what you say, don't care, but like in the middle of school, right? What would you, if you were gonna play a game, what's the best option? You could stream that thing, right? So
probably a system that isn't locked out like a school computer.
Oh, these kids know. These kids, like, dude, come on. Some of these kids, they know how to work these systems. I mean, we've tried.
The vast majority don't, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but like it just takes one person, right? It just takes one person who knows how to sort of unhinge the the Chromebook, and then everyone else sort of captures it
Everybody and
like
their
rapid fire. So, yeah, I mean, you guys say that the new form factors are the ROG Allies and this the Steam Deck and the MSI Claw and whatever else they call it, but this is why I'm
Lenovo
kind of
Go. Yeah.
yeah, I mean Lenovo Go and all, but that's why I'm kind of surprised that Nintendo is like quietly like sitting on the laurels, because I've always thought that Nintendo, the Switch sold as well as it did was because it was the first mainstream console of that form factor, but now is not the case. And last week you guys asked me, Nintendo is never going to go multi-platform ever, but I
wouldn't
think
say ever.
well, and that's what I was thinking. I said, well, how long now that they can play just about any game they want on their ROG Ally and stuff like that? How what's the word I'm looking for? How enticing would a Nintendo exclusive still be? I mean, yeah, people will say Mario is Mario, but I think
all,
there's a niche
all
for
they
that.
all they have to do is come out and say Zelda. Everyone goes, "Oh shit,
Yeah,
a new
as
Zelda!"
long
Mario
as
Kart
their
9.
exclusives are exclusive to their platform, people will want to buy it, because
Holy
even with like a lot of people have PCs along with Switches, a lot of people have Xboxes along with Switches just for those games. So even if they have a ROG Ally, they say, "Hey, you can only still play Pokemon here." They're like, "Okay." Like, it's not
Mhm.
just
Well,
a form factor
they
overall,
are
but
this
it's
close
titles.
to surpassing PlayStation 2 as the best-selling console of all time, and they're selling something less powerful than a fucking color screen Texas Instruments calculator. Bro, it doesn't matter.
There is
Doesn't
no-
matter.
Well, no,
There's
yeah,
no other
but-
company out there that has a better attachment rate as far as
Nope.
to other consoles and other systems than Nintendo.
but
put it that
but
way.
you don't understand. Like, okay, I feel that their IPs are not. I think if they don't do stuff, be a little bit more proactive than they are right now, even their IPs are not going to be enough to save them. Because is Zelda popular? Yes, but I think that most of the kids, if they had a choice of, okay, I need if the parents are only going to buy one console and they're going to say, okay, I can either buy you a ROG Ally or I'm going to buy you a Switch. And they're going to say, okay, well, on the ROG Ally, I can play Elden Ring. I can't play Elden Ring on the Switch, but I can play Zelda. I'd rather have Elden Ring, because it's just.
Yeah, but you're talking. Let's be reasonable here. You're talking right now. We're not talking about what's coming the next Switch. You're alluding to the next Switch, but you're talking about now. Now let's look at the reality of it. The next Switch is probably going to be more likely, easily as capable as something like a ROG Ally or more.
Well, you
Because
hope
what
so,
they're
right?
trying-
But
Oh, no,
but
no,
you
no.
don't know because it's Nintendo.
According to the specifics that have been leaked by people who are pretty well in the know,
Mm-hmm.
they are fairly capable to the point of like talking about 4K gaming. I mean, and I'm not talking like native 4K gaming. It's going to be something that's
Upscaled and
it's going to be
yeah.
upscaling, but it's going to be capable of processing it in a way that is pretty fucking powerful comparative to what the Switch is now. So I mean, they're going to be out there.
But those rumors are all unsubstantiated. I mean,
No, but the people that have been verified, some of those people are actually pretty
Yeah.
reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
well, where there is smoke, there is
these aren't just
fire.
people-
But
and these aren't just people that are doing this. We're talking developers too. There are people that are making fucking games for it now, talking about it now. So
well, when everyone in
We forget that
GDC,
Nintendo sold people fucking cardboard, guys. Are we not remembering this? They sold
Yeah.
people fucking cardboard.
So
And not
what?
even that,
Who
they
fucking
sold them
cares?
cardboard and they said fucking
I
build
think-
it yourself.
One thing to note as well is like how many of the young generation, let's say, probably like 8-9-year-old moms like, yeah, let me get a Nintendo. They're not really in the know of like a ROG or something like that. They just want a game console. So a mom just saying that Nintendo is all they need to go with, and they'll just go buy that Nintendo.
Mhm.
Now we definitely want to get older and they're more knowledgeable of the specs. They'll probably be like, I want a ROG or whatever.
A
But
ROG Ally or something like that is going to be a console or a purchase that they're more than likely going to make for themselves.
Yeah,
The
When they
console
can
their
earn the
parents
money,
buy
they
them
pay
is going to
$600.
be the Xbox, the
that.
PlayStation, the Nintendo. Those
yeah,
are the
yeah.
consoles the parents are going to buy for their children.
Well, consoles are always going to be the ones that are the baseline first in anybody's mind what they can afford too. So, I mean, understand that. You're talking ROG Ally and Steam Deck, but the next Switch is more than likely going to undersell the shit out of those because it'll be cheaper. So it's still going to be something like, well, I can afford that.
yeah, I mean, like the high end,
that
like
sounds
what
great,
we're
but I can
hearing is
afford
like the price of that thing is going to be like $400 at best, and
And a ROG Ally is 6,
yeah, that's true.
It ain't fucking cheap, and that's the baseline ROG Ally. The upper one is 7.
Right.
So you're talking it's full PC price, or well, full baseline PC price. But yeah.
Yeah. But anyhow, let's keep going with the introductions. We're still on our fucking introductions.
Jesus Christ! I
That's
thought you
how
guys
it
were
goes.
That's
Well,
how
thank
we
you
do.
for
That's
joining
how
us
we
today.
roll.
Thank you
That's
for
how.
joining us today.
It's like
We're
a,
gonna
I'll
dive
take
into
all the
this-
blame.
we're on the fast track of outpacing the Iron Lord, taking 10 years to get to the virtual show.
All right. Well, hey, if that's how we compare ourselves, hey, then that is a good comparison. Hey, I mean, I wouldn't mind being the next Iron Wars podcast. I'm just putting it out there. There we go. Anyhow, Supernova, how you been doing this week, man? What you been doing? What you been playing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I've been spreading democracy like I always am, and that's when I'm taking breaks from Final Fantasy VII, which I have been balls deep in, and both are fantastic. Oh, and by the way, Helldivers 2 got the fucking mech exosuits today, so that was
Oh, I
kind of
saw
cool. Yeah,
What was the
they
planet
also
that we had
added.
to liberate? What was the planet that we had to liberate in order to get the mechs unlocked?
I don't remember. I don't know the names of any of the planets. I just know here's the automaton planets and the bug planets. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Because remember, I think they came out this past week. There, people are like, "Where are the mechs?" And they're like, "Well, you guys have not liberated the planet that would enable you to get the mechs." So, I don't know.
Yeah, when you looked at the major order, it said like the thing was that you were trying to liberate like what do you call it? Technology from the planet. So that was like the major order that you had to like work towards. I don't. Yeah, it's still cool though.
How far along in Final Fantasy VII are you?
Oh shit, dude! I've got over 70 hours.
Crap!
Jesus, dude.
Wow.
It's like,
How far?
damn,
I mean,
what
like,
do you do?
it's like
It's-
70
it's-
hours is. Go ahead. Are you like? Would you say the 70 hours that you've done is mostly like the mainline content, or have you just been like?
Oh hell no! This is okay. I have a problem. I'm gonna admit that I have a problem, gentlemen. When I see shit on the map, it must be cleared.
Fucking
So
distracted
um,
motherfucker.
yeah, so because of the nature of the game being open world now, admittedly, it is a little bit of a Ubisoft collectathon thing going on where there's like a bunch of shit to do over here and a bunch of no, I do, I love it, bro. I love it. And the thing that even though they're not, most of them are not very inspired. It's just go over here and fight these things, or go over here and do this. At least every time you do it, you're getting something from it, right? You're either getting materia or you're getting things, new plans for something you can transmute. So there's always a purpose to doing the things. Plus, I just have fun doing the things. But so most of my time is spent 100%ing that section before I move to the next section. But even if I didn't do it that way, it'd still probably easily be 35, 40 hours into the game.
Mhm.
And dude, it's an awesome game. For as of right now, what you mean, it's not a whole lot of games have come out this year, but as of right now, it is my personal game of the year until something comes along that's better. I think it's fucking amazing. And
yeah,
the music, dude, the music is so
Oh, the music
on
is
point in this
phenomenal.
game, dude. So on point.
So I'm not a pet peeve as far as doing everything on the map. I'm a pet peeve revealing the map. Like the first thing I wanted to do in Power World
Mhm.
was erase all the fog of war. I wanted to go everywhere. I wanted to know where all the land masses were. Same thing on Skull and Bones. I was like, I'm gonna sail there. I can't see what's there. I'm gonna sail there. I died, but I went back until I could see the rest of the map.
Yeah.
It's-
I was like that too. Like when I played my RTS games, right? Like with StarCraft and everything like that, I would always do that. I would like send a little drone or something that can go undercover and like try to get rid of all the fog of war as well. So I follow that in that category as well. It's just one of those games. Final Fantasy VII. I was intimidated. I'm not intimidated. I was worried to a certain extent because they were talking about why this game is going to be so many years in development and how they're going to piecemeal the release, and they're like, oh, we can't do HD variations of these cities and blah 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 blah. And then when they sort of grew, yeah, but remember that when they were first talking about it, they're like, we can't do it because it's just the technicalities were so huge. And then they finally came out and they did they did the game, and they said they announced the remake, and I'm like, okay, so I can see how you could do Midgar. Because you're sort of, it's like I don't want to say corridor, but you're sort of on like in one city and you're not really it's more of a linear experience. Even in the original one, it was a linear experience. But it after Midgar, it opens up, and if you're complaining about like creating HD variations of these cities, then how in the heck are you going to do, post Midgar? But yeah, my fears were quickly put to rest when I played it. It's a phenomenal game, and
By comparison, 7 Remake is claustrophobia the game.
yeah,
By comparison, it's insane. Every time I'm done with an area and we go to a new place, I'm like, there's another fucking. Remember, I haven't played the original in fucking decades. I don't remember everything. I'm just like, there's another place. There's no way the next place is gonna be as big as this place. I'm like, holy fuck,
yeah,
it's
not
as big, if
it's
not bigger
Yeah.
than the last place. I'm like, fucking gee, there's new Chocobo. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh, and then that
So,
fucking
how
card
about
game. That
that-
damn card game is so goddamn addictive too.
Dude, give me a dedicated Queen's Blood game like they did with
Yeah.
Gwent. Put it on my
Mhm,
phone.
mhm,
Queen's
mhm.
Blood is the shit. Dude, I have played every single fucking Queen's Blood thing I can. I played the fucking tournament. I sat down and did every single one at the fucking casino. Dude, Queen's Blood is dope. Dude, as a matter of fact, almost every mini game is dope. I've other than like Yakuza games, I don't know another game that has this many mini games in it.
Mhm.
And 90% are hits. There's maybe like one where I'm like, I don't particularly love that one. But dude, most of them are a lot of fun, dude.
Dude,
Look
I
at
felt
Chocobo
the
Racing.
I
What?
felt the same way with Caravan in Fallout New Vegas. I was like, this could be a game all by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it speaks a lot. Okay, so Atlas is one of my favorite developers, and I am a rabid fan of the Persona series. And I'm playing Reloaded. On my Xbox, and I'm really enjoying it. And when 7 came out, I put it in. I was like, yeah, I'm going to experiment with it and play it, and we'll see how it goes. And you hear the reviews or watch the reviews, and yeah, okay, whatever. But then there's something to be said about a game like for an RPG fan like myself, especially a JRPG fan, to pull you away from one. Like I'm like entrenched in Reloaded, and to say, okay, I'm going to stop this with the risk of, okay, I'm going to move to this game, knowing very well that by the time I get back to Reloaded, I would have forgotten all of the game mechanics of Reloaded, and I probably would have to start a fresh game. It's still I mean, if a game can do that and pull me away from Reloaded, I think that's the best review I can give it. It's like it's a really good game. It's a really good game, and we're actually going to talk about it in a second about the sales through. But anyhow, so that's cool. All right, Cerebral, my man, how you been doing this
get
week?
to talk. All right.
Yes,
good.
go ahead, Cerebral, my man. How you been doing? How's your week been going? And what you been playing?
Well, like right now, I'm playing some PGA Tour because it was on sale for like $9 for like 4 hours yesterday, so I picked it up.
Oh, by the way, are you in Loke's house?
yeah.
Because that's like Loke's background.
What is? I don't. No, it's one of those digital backgrounds,
No, I thought you went to Texas and went into
no,
Loke's house.
no,
house.
if I showed you what was
Front
really
row,
behind
yeah.
me, you'd see all the dead bodies and shit. Wouldn't go well.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Wouldn't go well.
Well, who knew you had a body
Jeez,
count,
I
right?
use
yeah.
Hey, listen,
But,
some people collect Zippos, some collect ladders. This man collects dead hookers. It's his. Listen, affirm what his beliefs
Yeah,
are. God damn it.
So basically, let's see what have I been playing. More than anything,
He
I
likes
think,
him a little dry. Go ahead.
I've been playing
I'll fix
more than
that.
anything. I've been playing in Final Fantasy 14 because it's on. It's about to go
Expand.
live on the 20th or whatever it is, and I've never played much in the way of the Final Fantasy games. I'm enjoying it. But
What's
also,
your character?
What's that?
What's your character? Like what have you human whatever.
No, it's one of the things with horns, and it's a rogue archer mix.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, and enjoying it. And on that game with the mini games, I've been playing a lot of Mahjong because I actually like the game Mahjong. I played it in real life, so, and not the tile matching shit, real Mahjong for those of,
So
Um,
you played WoW, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? People say that this is the heir apparent to WoW. Do you agree?
This actually gives me both a WoW feel and for those of us who are even older, an EverQuest
EverQuest?
feel. It really does kind of date itself in many ways in how it works. for good and for bad in some ways. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it's still, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I don't know if when it goes live, I'm going to pay, $14 a month to continue playing it. In fact, I doubt it, but,
Mhm.
but I actually did create a secondary account just to do the pre-release so that when it does go officially live on the 20th, that I can join my friends and we can run around at least till level 70 or whatever it is. And then I can decide if I want to continue paying to play it.
The the 20th of the month is going to be freaking insane this year because we got like what we got Rise of Ronin, Dragon Dogma 2, Final Fantasy
know,
14 going live,
those
and for the
bastards,
Nintendo.
And
man.
for those of us who are into it, Are You Afraid of the Dark? The remake goes live that same week too. That the next day or something.
The
Oh,
TV
wow.
show?
No. The game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I put a poll out like I don't know what game to get. I was like fucking lost. I was like,
Yeah.
I mean-
I'm hoping to get Dragon Dogma 2 from the program. I should find it the next day or two. Because that game really looks like fun.
well, they
Yeah.
both look like fun. Both Rise of Ronin. No, nothing against Rise of Ronin. Rise of Ronin looks good,
No,
but you know,
no,
like,
but
if you
but
can only
I
tether
also
one,
I
but-
look at I also have to look at playability for me.
yeah, that's
because-
right. Your situation is a little bit different than
Right.
right.
Okay. And let's see what else. Oh, I was also going to mention that, like our friend there, I'm also one that when I start a game, like be it Assassin's Creed or anything with a big map, my first thought is, okay, I got to go open this shit up. Even if I got to run through naked and not get attacked by anything, I got to unlock this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like that guy on Family Guy. It's like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh,
Yeah,
piece
ooh,
of candy.
candy,
Ooh,
yeah.
piece of candy.
And all those little markers that show you where the area is to unlock it. You're like, I gotta get there. I gotta get there. I gotta get there.
Well,
So
you know what I like doing is like I actually like the Fog of War, and I like the idea of going in and exploring the Fog of War. What I don't like is the Ubisoft formula of okay, go on top of a fucking tower, look around, get all the goddamn markers, and then these are the ones. These are the interest ones, and this is one of the reasons why I want to play Dragon's Dogma 2, as opposed to Rise of Ronin, is because Dragon's Dogma 2, from what I've heard, and they're not going to handhold you. It's like basically they even said there's content that people will play the full game outright and will never see. And
Yeah.
it's, compelling content in the sense that it was a lot involved. So
Well,
that
one-
intrigues me,
It's
One
also
thing
a
I
claim
like
they can
about-
make, and how can you prove them wrong?
I also admit that one of the reasons I like to open up
True.
the Fog of War areas or the fast travel areas is because later, then when I have to go do a mission and it says go here, I don't have to try to slog my way back over there. I've already unlocked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in like Final Fantasy 14, there are some areas that are like, because it does not hold your hand. You're like, it says go to this area and find this person. You're like, 1, where the hell is this area? 2, your map is shit. 3, your map really is shit.
And 4, your map is shit.
Yeah. I'm doing some Dragon's Dogma 1 and not being told. I don't need an exact waypoint all the time, but sometimes it just say good luck, and I'm just like,
Like, tell your cartographer to go fuck themselves.
I need some better guidance, please, because I'm just wandering
Yeah.
around it.
It's like,
Like,
I'm standing right over the dot, but you're saying it's not here.
Well,
It's
no,
like that. It's
oh.
like that in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth too.
Yeah.
So many times I'll see something on the map, whether it's an enemy thing was supposed to go to, or whatever the fuck it is, and I'm running around circling like, where the fuck is it? Especially because the maps have a lot of verticality to them. There's
Yeah, that's the
hidden
problem,
caves and
too,
hidden
yeah.
alleyways here, and it's like, dude, where the fuck is it? Like I'm standing over, like you're saying, I'm standing over the icon. Where the fuck is it?
The worst one so far, and I hope I will see once Dragon Dogma 2
Why
come
is it
out.
showing
but-
us his 3D printed anal beads?
Oh no!
Hey, I like it. I like it when it goes into that orifice. I like the little edges. Pain
No.
is good.
It's
Bloody
when you
pain
pull
is
it
even
out that
better.
it's a problem.
Oh no!
He likes that it clicks every time you put another link in. It sounds like the fucking bar on a roller coaster.
Hey,
Oh, no.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I can live with this for the rest of my life. I would literally walk around like this for the rest of my life if I could. Seriously.
For his pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh my!
And let's see. To be honest, the other game I spend a lot of time playing is Microsoft Crosswords and Microsoft Solitaire. I'm not joking. I'm going. The
Are they still
crossword-
doing that little thing when you finish the solitaire, the cards bounce back out from like?
No, thank God,
Thank
no.
God. That was
but-
fucking annoying.
But one thing I will say right now, the reason I do the crosswords is because it helps me with my mental acuity to kind of, as I've started doing those more, I found it more easily because I'm kind of worried about that as I get older. So I got to admit, I like doing it because it makes me think things through.
Dude, you play video games. I mean, it's studies have shown that people who play video games don't have to worry about doing crossword puzzles is good for mental acuity for people who don't have any other form of mental stimulation. You've got plenty. You don't really necessarily, if that's the only reason you're doing the crosswords. Now if you're having fun doing it, that's a
enjoy
different
it
story.
too, but,
Okay. Like,
because it's a mystery sometimes because they do use words that I'm not familiar with or something, or words that I haven't seen since I was like 3. You know,
you're about to, are you preparing to take the SAT or something?
No. Hey, when I did that, I took it without studying, and I did pretty damn well. Thank you very much.
I went into both the SAT and the ACT with a hangover both times. So, I did fine. I did fine. So, but yeah. All right, Praxis, my man, how you been doing? How's your week been going, and what you been playing?
Oh, it's my turn. Jesus Christ!
Oh, we got getting it to you, man.
The
Come on, now,
the show's almost over. But
oh,
yes.
shut the fuck up.
I was gonna say, yeah. I'm good. Been playing the finals and just kind of fucking off. Been kind of busy with life outside of it, unfortunately, and just kind of catching up with things I need to do at home. But other than that, I've been good. Yeah, that's the way it goes. So yeah, drinking some beer, hanging out.
See, this is what I was talking about last week. I don't see how some people just like, I'll be on Twitter and I'll look at, I've been 40 hours into this game and the game only came out like 4 days ago. And I'm like, dude, do you not have a job? Do you not have
I can do that. What's
responsibility?
your point? Don't be an asshole.
But you don't have a job. That's what I'm saying.
He does have a full-time job. He's doing it right now. Come on.
That's right.
No, like in a job like where you have to literally go fucking somewhere else, So shit. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether to be envious of those folks or what.
Because you're not the only one that says that. When I'm sitting in the group, I'm like, seriously? Have you looked at my time played for this game that came out day before yesterday?
Yeah, no shit.
Don't ask me. I have 48 hours playing the game that shipped 26 hours ago. Fuck you, okay?
No. I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm actually envious that you do actually have that time. Like, I mean, I wish I fucking had that time. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey man, listen. In my case, all you gotta do is get in a motorcycle accident, and you'll be straight, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so I needed somebody to run over my legs. All right, so let me go ahead and put that on my bucket list.
Ooh, are you taking volunteers?
I was going to say,
yeah,
I will need an address.
That's the bitch way to go out, bro. Sever your spinal cord. That's the way to go, man.
Down, you guys run his ass over, okay? Yeah.
All right. Anyone want to run me over so I can go ahead and stay at home and collect disability and play video games?
That's gonna be a long ass list, dude.
I'll do it.
Like, pick a number.
Yeah. We're gonna have to take turns or something. I don't know.
It's like, no. I only need one person to run me over. I don't need a whole litany of people running me over. I want to be disabled, not dead. Okay. So.
We'll make sure you live.
Yeah, that's the pure torture. We'll make sure you fucking live.
Just lay your legs over the fucking railroad tracks. Get a nice clean cut.
I'll just keep reviving him. Clear. Oh God.
Feel like a Joe from our Family Guy, flopping his legs all over the place. Joe, your legs are die.
God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Have I told any of you? Have I told any of you today? Go fuck yourselves. Okay. There you go. So just the finals?
Yeah, just the finals. That's all I got time for at the moment, man. That's about it.
Okay, cool.
I'm setting up games for like my kids' friends and shit. They're all coming over and hanging out. Oh fuck, they're all coming over tonight too. God damn it. Anyway,
is it spring break where you're at?
Well, college and yeah, my youngest is in high school, but all of my oldest daughter's friends are all in college or out of college and working, so they're just fucking hanging out.
So you have all your daughter's college girlfriends coming over. Yeah,
they're all like my daughters though too. They all call me dad anyway, so I'm like.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't say that living in Alabama because that means that takes a whole nother connotation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you really could be their dad if you know. So, yeah.
How you
Uh,
doing, Uncle Grandpa?
Yeah.
all right, my man Triple, how you been doing? How was your week going? What you been playing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. Well, I've been playing Dragon's Dogma, Dead Island 2, and Dying Light 2. I'm actually playing Dying Light 2 right now. So it's a fun little difference. Dying Light 2 is what was that, Paul? You about to say something?
I was gonna say I would ask if they've corrected the bugs in Dying Light 2, but I know that's a no.
No. there's been some issues with this game. Like it's playable, definitely playable, but it's just been some odd stuff. And how they handle the multiplayer is weird. Like my brother, he opened the door and I went towards where he was. I had to open the door. Like some of the pickups just aren't shared or they just vanish. And some enemies just weren't on screen. So I was swinging at the air. He's like, what you looking at? I was like, there's a zombie on me. What you mean?
It's like very apparent that it was a single player game that they put co-op in. It was never really like designed to be a co-op game.
Yeah, which is weird because
the
first one had multiplayer but
the first one also had guns, bro.
I mean, you get guns in this one. You get guns as well. I got bullets for shotgun, but I don't. That's probably I'm only level 1, so I don't.
They're not the best. I mean, their explanation makes sense. You're gonna run out of ammunition. There's no more ammunition being made. Like I understand, but still, bro. Like I want. Give me guns, bro.
Give me bullets. I need. Like we're playing on hard, and some of these zombies are like. It's bad for it. It's like we gotta bail out.
The problem, just like with Zelda, with that game, is that you end up, even when you have bullets for your gun, you end up not using them because you're like, I want to save my bullets for something important, and you end up never fucking using them.
Yeah, my favorite glitch is the here. I got this really cool weapon for you, dude. I'm gonna lay it on the ground right here. Okay,
it falls through the floor.
You're like, where the fuck is it, dude?
Yeah, or you can see it, but you can't pick it up, and you're like, fuck.
I'll give you the
dope ass bow in the store.
Oh,
I'll buy you this bow, dude. Drop it for you.
Give you the bullet.
All right, next,
time,
Jim, how you doing, my man? How is your week going, and what you been playing?
Oh, we got KY.
Doing pretty good. Week's going fine. Been just playing random games at random.
Randomly?
Random.
Yeah.
Do you just roll a die or just ask like a 5-year-old, like, what game should I play?
Nah. I just asked my puppy.
Oh.
I just let him pick. I've been playing a little bit of Grand Theft Auto lately, so.
Jim hasn't told you that he's a psychopath, but okay.
But we know this.
I mean, wait. You're no
already knew
lies.
that one.
Have you played Paw Patrol?
Have
you played Paw Patrol?
No.
Okay, so then you haven't asked your puppy.
No.
No, he said I'm a good master if I do what he says.
See, I know these things.
Okay, before we continue with Jim, I just want to welcome Sensei 808. You can't run from me. Loke, I'm Infamous King is here. The wicked Hawaiian himself. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight?
We're doing good.
That's good.
808 is the best.
All right. Jim, how is that game going that you guys are developing?
Slowly, but we're still working out some of the details that we're wanting to try to finalize. Like the enemies and things like that.
Have you started putting any code in, or
we've been doing
build?
We're trying to push towards a running build. We're not sure exactly when we're going to have it ready, but we've been working on it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, right now we're just trying to finalize some of the enemies, the health pickups, items, and kind of your character pets, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, so that's kind of where we're at.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's coming along nicely. So, when do you think you're going to have a running build for it?
We're hoping maybe mid-year this year. But again,
so around summertime.
Maybe. But again, we're not putting anything in 100% concrete because again, things.
I hate it when game developers don't
No,
give us
put it
a
on the
good window.
calendar. He told us the date. Put it on the calendar.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say. Well, good luck, and we want exclusivity. When you first have a running build, we want to be the one to demo it right here.
No, I will demo it right here.
Okay, she will demo it, but it will be right here when she gets demoed. I don't know what she's demoing, but I'm willing to see whatever she's willing to demo. There you go.
Oh my.
Just demoing your wife.
Mhm.
Well, hey, I don't mind
that.
seeing that either, because God knows it's not. I've not been able to do anything for 20 years. Maybe she can. So,
Aren't your
Wait a
kids
minute.
still
One of your
kids?
kids is only 14, dude. Somebody's got some explaining to do. I don't
Hmm.
you know,
His
these
kids
days,
are fucking executives at Intel. What are you talking about? His
yeah.
kids still
Although I
kids.
do know I live in Alabama, and we have that whole IVF
Mm.
thing. You know, there are popsicles that women can use these days. So,
Hmm.
just putting it out there.
Right.
Speaking of which, Cozy, how you been doing? How's your week been going? What you been playing?
My week's been going well. I've been playing Hell Diverse too. Democracy. I've also been playing Go Mecha Ball and Rotato, which yes, I've been playing them for like 3 weeks. But in addition to that, I've started my space game playthrough, influenced by playing
Yes.
Starfield. So
Oh, okay.
I'm working on the Expanse right now.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, they're finally fixing that bug that had the Ryujin quest bugged out forever. They're finally fixing it. I just wanted to jump in and say that.
Nerd. So I also started this game, A Twisted Tale. It's a point and click adventure made by a small indie dev, and yeah, I'm hoping to play through it, do a video on it, and then maybe reach out to the creator
Okay, cool.
because I'm interesting. You and
No,
your
I didn't
Saint,
say you weren't.
your,
I mean,
your Saint Patrick anal beads.
and these are not
Wow.
my St. Patrick anal beads. This is my dragon anal bead. There you go. And I like it because it's nice and rigidy. And so, sometimes when you push it in and out, it causes a little blood to occur. So there you go.
Ah.
Look,
what?
my man.
At least,
No,
Hey,
no,
what-
you're not
hey.
gonna come to me after that.
Oh, you don't want to
No.
The fact that
at least he did go.
cleanser.
At
Bro,
least he,
go
at
and
least-
talk to someone else.
Hey, Luke,
No.
at least he did go. Speaking of anal beads, hey, Luke, how's it going?
No. Go and talk to someone else. All right, talk to KY Bob. I don't know, dog.
Hey,
Don't talk
Wait,
to me
wait,
after talking about that.
Wait, Lo, earlier you were talking about rewinding and slow watching no, it's Al slapping his ass.
You know what?
So
Yeah, whether
And then-
somebody's
You don't have
slapping
to
it or
like this
inserting a
man
drag
on.
inside of it, what
Wait.
difference does it make?
Have you seen him slap his ass though? I'm just saying. Have you seen it?
Who? Seen what?
See, Lo,
Oh, no,
you don't
it's
have a leg to
Alex.
stand on. You're just telling us you don't have a leg to stand on.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Anyway, I'm good. Thank you so
I
much.
I see what's going on here. Loca's a switch hitter.
What's a switch hitter?
Every
That's a
time
batter
somebody
that can bat from both sides, left-handed and right-handed.
A person who walks on both sides of the street, basically, yeah.
In this case, I meant someone that goes both.
somebody that can pitch and catch.
Wow.
I don't get the reference.
You don't want to
You're
get
from
it.
Texas, you probably don't.
Bro, we're saying you like the way
Hey,
the dick
leave the
tastes.
great state of Texas out of this, okay? Sorry, Super, you were saying what?
We're saying that you like the way the dick tastes.
Oh, no. That's not
He'd
Guys.
like to hear you dictate.
Okay,
appreciating
that
the
reference
male
he got.
figure.
That reference he got.
guys.
yeah.
Appreciating the male figure as a male yourself does not make you gay. All right?
Yeah, actually, there's a degree of truth to that, right? Like,
There's a beauty to watching muscle-bound men glistening.
I'm
in
just
oil
saying,
in the
Slap
sun.
by
their
that
butt
logic-
too.
By that logic, every man that voluntarily attends WWE shows
No,
or
you're
watches
watching
it
the
is
fight.
gay.
You're
No,
not,
no,
no.
incorrect,
You're
Loke. If
watching
you
the
watch
fight.
it,
You are watching
naked,
the muscle.
Cozy.
No,
They
Look,
are
if,
naked.
if you watch
Come
WWE
on.
to watch them fight, you're straight. If you watch WWE and as they're coming down the ramp, you're like, damn, look at his thighs. Then you're gay.
no, I can prove every man is gay. Every man has a certain degree of
No,
feminine.
I
Yeah.
agree with that, Wise. I 100%
Every
agree
man
with
is
that.
gay.
And Loke,
Watch.
you
Okay,
are obviously
explain that.
proving that. Loke,
Watch.
Well,
I will
he's-
explain.
that.
I will
He's in
explain it in one
Alabama. He's
sentence.
in
Listen,
Alabama.
Whenever
Yeah,
you
yeah,
watch
hey,
porn,
hey,
let me finish. Let me finish.
Experience, bro.
Let me finish.
I'm gonna let you
Whenever you
finish.
watch
I'm gonna
porn,
let you
right?
finish.
Whenever you watch
That's the
porn,
gayest thing ever.
whenever you watch
Okay.
porn, do you want to see the girl have sex with a guy with a flaccid penis?
What?
Do you want to see the girl have sex with a guy with a flaccid penis? No,
I
you
would
don't.
answer that question.
You want to
You
see
can
a
give
big
us-
ramrodded black throbbing
Oh,
motherfucker
why-
to be
oh,
going in
why
there,
that'd
you know?
be- why that'd be black?
The fact that you've
Oh.
thought of this is just telling
That's
us
oddly
you're gay.
specific. Holy shit!
Yeah,
He
that's a
said-
different kind of point.
you just walk
Hey,
ahead
hey,
and
Wize,
say-
what
Do you
what does your dragon
do you
smell
like
like?
seeing
Cozy,
flaccid?
Cozy,
No,
you
okay.
can leave the studio at any point.
Cozy
You
is
can
the
leave.
safest one here
I think
That
y'all-
dragon smells like dookie sauce and disappointment.
because
You're just jealous you don't have one
because
yourself.
you
What
know
am I hearing right now?
the cozy factor requires straightness. Y'all,
Wise,
you know.
are you trying to ruin porn for me? Is that what you're trying to
But
do?
what I'm saying is you don't want to see a guy with no limp dick going in and having sex. That's what I'm saying.
Oh
You
my
want to
gosh.
see a guy
I'm
ramrod
never
that
coming
way.
back here. I'm
Well,
never
Lord,
coming
just-
back here.
Go into the
Wow.
guy's size. We've
How
already
do you
discussed that.
ruin
It's the
something
guy's
so
size.
wholesome?
Wholesome, wholesome,
Oh my
wholesome,
lord!
Wow.
wholesome.
I've
Yeah,
never heard
wholesome.
I've never heard it
Wholesome.
described that way.
Wholesome.
I'm about to go home. Hey, what you got planned for you? I'm about to go watch some wholesome content.
He wants some wholesome porn.
Guys,
Oh my
no,
gosh.
no, seriously, there's this Chris Rock joke that I'll never
This is
get
the
out of
church
my
of Latter-day
mind.
Saints porn here.
Everyone
That's the only kind I
pretends.
watch.
Everyone pretends they do not consume, and yet it is the most profitable business on the legal business on the planet. It is the most watched video content on the planet, but no one watches it. All right, all right.
I
fine.
mean,
Just me.
I-
It's just
I
me.
don't watch
Okay,
it.
fine.
Actually,
Look, I
Listen,
wouldn't judge
listen.
you, but I
Actually,
literally
the
don't
porn
watch
industry
it.
is the most technologically advanced industry of all of the medias out there.
Okay, I
I'm
don't know
telling
about
you,
that.
you know,
Listen,
they were the
your-
first
your-
to start
your
streaming.
preacher's
They were
gonna
the
get up
first to do all
there.
of that.
No, the preacher's gonna get up there and talking about the devil and not watching porn because it's gonna put the devil in your soul,
The
and then
preacher's
immediately
told
goes
us not to
home
play
and
video
watches
games.
the most graphic, disturbing
I
porn
agree.
you've ever
I
seen
agree.
in your life.
The-
He's the one
dude,
that goes
the
home and puts on that
preacher's-
fucking
no.
doggy mask and
You
goes,
know
"All
what?
No,
right,
he
kid,
doesn't
make
watch
the
all that. He
preachers."
watches the little kid, those little ultra boys.
The preachers are in the same group as the Puritans from Sweet Baby. All right, put the preachers right next to them. All right, because these are the people that are promoting these seminars with intellectuals talking about pedophilia is a sexual preference. All
I
right,
don't watch porn.
these people are marginalized. It's not their fault. For them. All right.
I think
Put
porn
the
is male
priest right there.
entertainment. So I don't
Well,
watch
my
porn.
point still
Listen, look,
stands,
don't you
right?
understand? They're not,
Anyone
they're
who
not
wa-
pedophiles, Loke. We need to use the right terminology now. They're
Matt.
minor attracted people.
Oh my lord.
What am I? What?
They can't
Okay.
help that they
I'm
love
done.
the
I'm
physical.
done. I'm not gonna
Let, let,
force
let,
bodies.
some, let, no, let,
I
let
can't-
someone
I
tell
can't
me to my
continue.
face they're
This
minor
is-
attracted
this is,
people and watch me smack the
This is a
shit out
gaming
of them.
podcast, right?
They're not pedophiles. They're target practice.
But you see, whatever you want.
Wow.
We went from
Oh,
demonetization
shit.
to being canceled. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're never.
wait.
Channel.
Anyone who cancels us is also target practice.
See? There you
Wow.
go.
Yeah, we're never gonna get
Wow.
monetized.
I have to go play
Be
Tekken.
honest.
I'm a little too destined. I got event going. I got a hoverboard now, so I'm happy about that.
No, but
I'm
my-
gonna my camera because I have to go play Tekken.
No, but we.
I'm gonna stay here.
Yes,
though.
yes.
Or get your ass beat again.
Let's
Oh,
I'm
watch,
just saying, anyone,
watch
any
Smoke
male
take it
who's
up the ass.
any
Oh
my
male
gosh.
who says that he is not interested in men, ask him that same question. If you, whenever you watch porn, do you watch it for a flaccid penis? And the answer will be
My
no. Therefore,
God. Do you
Wise,
watch
can
it for a
I had
flaccid?
forgot. I had wiped that from my memory.
Wise.
Wise. Can you
Usually,
not
I'm
say that
sure. I'm
again?
usually. I'm
no,
sure.
no
you know what,
straight
no,
man
no.
thinks
I
about
really-
that. All they care about is
Dude.
who is the woman in
Ooh,
the scene.
yeah, but they want to see what the woman is being penetrated with, right? And they want to be
or
the
just
only
go
thing to say
watch
is
two girls
porn
go
is
at it and call it a day.
gross.
How
It's
men?
gross
How,
male things.
how men's minds
And also
work.
males are disgusting.
It's called fantasizing. Okay.
Males are disgusting.
It's not looking at it going, oh my gosh, it's somebody
Control
else.
it, Mel.
Filthy
It gives you
creatures.
themselves.
Bills.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly,
okay.
exactly,
Re-
exactly.
Let's just put it. in the
There's
context
a
we have.
whole category, Cozy, of lesbian porn made for women. So
Uh,
Even though
I'm not a so
Even
I know
Sensei's
most
getting
people
in on
think
this.
I'm a lesbian, but I'm actually
No. That's not what I'm
Shit,
implying.
sis.
I'm just saying if you're gonna say that men are disgusting because of porn, I'm saying that there's also pornography for women.
No,
so-
lesbian
Wow.
porn is largely made for males too.
But it's also
I
made
have
for
never
women.
watched
It's
lesbian
not made
porn.
for men. That is
Get the
like
fuck out!
porn.
Liar! Liar!
Look at
Liar!
the smile
Get the
on
fuck
his
outta
face
here.
when he said that too. He was like, "I've never watched that
You know,
I've
smile."
never
Loki is
watched
gay.
it. I
He's
have
never
lesbian
watched
porn.
lesbian
Get pulled
porn.
out! Get the
Oh!
fuck out of
He's
here!
gonna
I
fuck
don't
the
give
chick.
a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you guys think. I don't
You are
care.
right.
That's
That's
sweet.
like
That's
the
like
gay
be
porn
yourself,
ever.
Lo.
The
Be
guy
yourself, Lo.
that
I,
provides
yeah.
does
lesbian
nothing
porn
for
is
me.
the
Loke
gayest
just
thing I've
said
ever
my
heard.
porn needs to have a dick in it, or I don't like it.
There you
Yes.
go. So, there you go. So he's gay. He wants he wants
Oh
dick.
my
He doesn't want
gosh.
two cut. He doesn't want two tacos. He wants a hot dog and a taco.
Wize, you
What's
should
the
be
full course?
applauding me and you should be grateful. All right.
No,
Because you have
lesbian
someone who's
porn
gonna
is
be
literally
raising.
the
I'm
straightest thing there
diverse.
is.
So I'm increasing your ESG score. All right. You should be great. You should pay my ass. That's what you should do. All right.
You say pay or paint?
Goddamn, he's simple.
He said glaze. You should glaze my ass.
Listening.
Triple T, I can't.
Oh,
Finish
my
that start
God.
with Loco. We have left off.
You did. This is your
Guys,
fault.
this is
Wow.
the
I
best
did it.
awful show I've ever done.
This
best
is
awful.
just
Donut, bro.
We're the
Everything
number
about
one
this is
raunchiest
awful.
podcast on YouTube for a reason. That's all I gotta
The
say.
raunchiest gaming podcast.
Exactly.
Gayest
Look how you been doing. I can't even introduce this man.
I'm
Oh
good.
my God.
I'm good. I've been playing Remnant. I'm
Hey.
I'm a bit
Anal beads,
I'm a
where we
bit
go.
down.
Shut up,
Jesus.
Triple. You
I'm a
fake
bit
gamer.
down because I've been doing damage
Wow.
in the game, right? I think I'm about to finish it, but I have a work trip for the next 2 weeks. I wish I had a Steam Deck or a Switch or something.
Let's use your
'cause
phone.
now,
How about you become a real gamer?
Ooh.
because now I have to depend on my gaming laptop, which isn't great. Like it's not terrible, but it's not
Mhm.
great.
Oh,
So,
look at me,
I'm-
my gaming laptop.
At
nerd.
least I'm going to finish Space Marines, and I'm gonna replay Spec Ops: The Line. What
Oh,
else?
wow.
am I doing?
Hey, Spec Ops a lot. That is wow. They need to remake that or remaster or something.
It's a bunch of
good.
games. Like
a bunch.
it's a lot of games that I'm. Oh yeah, Homefront, Lords of the Fallen. I finished Dark Souls 3, so I'm feeling very confident.
Which
about
one? Which one?
The first one. The first
The
one.
first one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Is
It
it-
was
is it-
cheap.
Mm.
It was cheap.
You know
Uh,
what else is cheap?
I
Mom.
I thought you were gonna say
tried-
me, but okay.
Oh no, I tried that game a long
yes.
time ago. It's like the first or second or third boss that has like a giant shield. The second I tried to hit him in the back and it deflected my damage because the hitbox was off and it hit the shield instead, even though he wasn't blocking. I was like, I can't play this game. I'm logged out. I uninstalled.
Oh,
it.
it's
I'm
that
not playing
bad.
this no more. At least when I played it, like the hit detection, everything was a shit. And I was like, yep, I'm out. Nah, not for me.
No, fuck this game.
Because then he turned around and slapped me. I was like, what the
Well,
fuck?
you know, have you tried getting good?
So you did.
I
you
call
did
that playing
like
Dark
Eliza
Souls.
P. Then you backed up.
Oh no, I played Liza P. I beat Liza P like last week or something like
but
that.
I did that to Eliza P. Because I'm like, fuck this. I'm out. I'm done with this motherfucker.
Well, I mean, again, when
fine.
it feels like you lost because
No
the
guilty
game's
shit.
fucked instead of you're trash. That's when I'm out. Like the game.
Liza
is fucked.
P's
I
hard?
left.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's
Is
challenging.
it
It
throbbing
is.
hard or just kind of hard?
Ooh, what
It's-
are we
it's-
talking
Hey, we have
about?
to keep the
we're
theme
not gonna
going.
do
We have
it.
to
It
keep the
varies.
theme
It
going.
varies. Some boss fights. I'll say some boss fights were throbbing hard, and the last two fights were kind of. They were kind of alright. Honestly, the last two fights, I was like, "Is this really the last two fights?" It's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh,
Loke, I have to question you because you asked him if he was throbbing.
Throbbing
Yeah.
hard? That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I know one.
Yeah,
The,
this fight
the
was a
third
little
boss
fucking
before the
Oh,
last
God.
was kicking my ass. She was kicking
Who's
my
that
ass.
second
real
lost
bad.
ass? You got to
He's
fucking
thinking about your ass
snort
now.
some
Stop
Viagra
talking. Triple, you're
with
not
some
helping yourself.
blue
Oh
chew.
my gosh.
Now
That's
Loke
right.
is thinking about. See, look, he's
Very
adjusting his
dangerous.
collar because he's getting hot and bothered by thinking about your ass.
Oof. Just-
See?
Oh my gosh.
I think we lost KY because I think KY was like, yeah, I'm out.
It's a bit much.
No,
This is a bit
all
much.
this talking, bro. He reached for the KY.
Yeah, he's like, I'll be back. Pick up my
Sounds
name.
to do it somewhere.
You
All right.
guys, I love
Praxis, how
y'all
you been
so
doing?
much.
How's your week been going? What you been
Wait,
playing?
we're 1 hour into the show and we're still introducing
Yeah, we're
people.
Yeah.
Well, we got way off
This
track with why
show
talk about
is fucking
penises
awesome.
and
Peanuts.
dildos and
Penis between us. That's all. Okay.
Peanuts, not penis. Paul, you're the peanuts.
weenus.
Damn it.
So how you been
All
doing,
right,
Matt?
well,
So
I'm
go
gonna turn
ahead.
off the camera so I can go play Tekken. But yeah,
Yeah, that's
Is
exactly
that what they
you're
call
gonna
it
be
these
doing.
days?
Is that Oh shit!
Now we can't turn the camera off. He's got to
See,
be on camera.
This is why
now.
we can't have good things. This is why we can't have good things. And this is why our guests leave us.
This is all on you, Wise. You sit this down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, Wise. I'm sorry. Wise, you are just like Alex. You will insinuate some stuff. You start some shit, and then you'll like lay back and watch everyone react, and then be like, "Oh, you guys are weird." It's like, dude, come on.
I don't know why we don't have nice things anymore. Oh my gosh.
Man.
I'm just
Oh,
sitting over
shit.
here playing my little game, you know, whatever.
Oh, Paul.
All right, camera's
I
off.
messaged
Camera's off.
you.
All right,
Did you-
Praxis, what you been playing,
Seriously,
boss?
I'm playing a game, so I'm not looking at the stream or anything. So,
On Twitter, I messaged you.
Okay, hang on.
And Praxis, what
Is
you
it
been
not
doing?
showing
What you been
up?
playing?
I don't think it's.
What? You already hit me. God damn it, we're done with this.
He did
Oh, yeah, okay, there's
that's
KY. He's like,
the
okay.
game, the show.
KY
whatever
is
it's
like
called.
waiting until all the
Finals,
penis
there we go.
things. KY, we thought you dropped out because of the discussion. It sort of went south. That's why. Literally went south. There you go.
All right,
Now.
we're
No.
See,
no.
this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We had moved on, right?
an hour and a half in, and we still
All
haven't
right. Okay,
You are
we'll
slimy,
move on. We'll move on. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about tonight.
Randy
your
Orton
mom.
has nothing on you, dude. Christ.
Okay, Logue, stop masturbating to Randy Orton.
Oh,
I'm just saying, has anyone seen Randy Orton's physique?
You
The
haven't
dude is
denied
fine.
masturbating
Oh
to
God!
Randy
All right.
Orton.
Okay.
I will say,
He loves him
as a
specifically because of the
wrestling fan,
arcade. Oh,
What?
here he goes from the top rope with an arcade. Oh,
You sound like Andrew
Okay,
Dice
out of
Clay,
nowhere.
dude. You sound like fucking Andrew Dice Clay, man.
Oh shit!
I love the
Yeah.
nice man.
All right. So this week we got a couple of things from the world of Fallout.
It's gonna be fall,
Posthumously. Well, not posthumously, but yeah. New controller. There you go. I'm really tempted to get it. I mean,
Free.
but like to fully, like as I said, to fully max this out with all of the bells and whistles is going to cost you $100, and that's with the grips and everything. And
I told
yeah,
you,
I
man,
know why
send
they
me a white
announced it.
controller, and I will make you this Where's Waldo piece of shit over the weekend. I got model paint. I'll make the fucking D-pad gold for you.
It doesn't look bad though. I mean, you know, like
it
all.
does. It really does.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it myself either.
It's
How much is
okay.
it? How
If
much
you
is
like
it?
Fallout, I mean, if it's floats your boat, go for it, man.
No,
You know
I mean,
what? Don't
Fallout,
talk
but
about Fallout.
It's
looks-
nothing
it-
but scribbles, guys.
It does look messy.
Mhm.
It does not look like like so you can talk shit about Redfall, but
Mhm.
Redfall controllers were actually really nice looking. This looks
I don't know if they
messy.
were.
It's
It's too
I
busy
would
for
have
you?
preferred like a kind of like almost like a dusty and like they should have made the controller look kind of like just dated and like
yeah, or they could have
old.
made it look like it was
Mm.
hobbled with pieces of different things,
Yes.
kind of like a Frankenstein put
Mhm.
together to look
that'd
like
be
it was,
great.
modified, like or something like that, or even make it look like power armor.
It
make
just
it look
looks
like
too
a Pit
busy.
Boy. Anything,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just scribble. Who's that one artist that always draws shit like that? Scribbles,
Your
and it's like
mom?
weird. Exactly. I should have asked her what her artist name is. Thank you, Cozy. I'll go do that.
Okay, Magic the Gathering is also, according to Sensei 808, it says Magic the Gathering coming out with Fallout themed set as well. I did not know that, so.
That's kind of
Magic
cool.
the Gathering
Crossover.
is trash.
And ironically enough, everything is coming out Fallout except Bethesda is not making another Fallout game. Like, okay, don't make a new one, but like, do a remake or
time
something
out,
of the
man.
older ones.
I honestly think they should
just made
remaster.
a fucking giant game, and now they're gonna work on the Elder Scrolls 6, and you're bitching they haven't made another Fallout yet.
Okay,
Let them
hear
As
me
a lot
out.
of
cook on what
Hear
they're
me
working on,
out.
man.
They should take Fallout 2, revamp it, and port it
Mhm.
to console.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Or give us New
listen,
Vegas too.
Real
you know?
quick,
No,
though,
shut up.
Real
Yes,
quick,
New-
though.
New
We already have
Vegas.
New
Okay,
Vegas
okay,
quit
Paul,
home.
Paul.
That's
Paul,
what I said
yes.
too.
Let me point out.
It's not
that
the world.
You say that you're like they should have timed it with the show or whatever, which is what all this is about. But
Right.
by the time they knew about the show, they probably only known about the show thing happening for like the last 2 or so years while they were in the middle of all the other shit. So
Correct.
it's
And
not like they
COVID,
have
too.
a lot of time, and COVID. So they didn't have a lot of time to go. Oh, maybe
And
we
an- and an
re-release some of our
acquisition.
games and acquisitions, and
Yeah.
because if anything, it would have been great to get a remaster remake of New Vegas. Oh, absolutely.
Agreed.
I would.
I mean-
that's the one that they really, I think they need to redo is New Vegas.
See,
Uh,
and that's the thing that I was thinking. Like, I know making a new game from the ground up is, not on the cards right now until, post Elder Scrolls 6. So you're probably not going to see a new Fallout until 2035 earliest. But yeah, why not take one of your older Fallouts and make it? In fact, why not release the In Exile one? The one that was like the isometric one, the original one that really started it out,
And
Just nobody wants that.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
nobody wants it because nobody played it, and it was a really good game.
I played
know.
it. I played
Yeah.
it actually. I played it when it first came out.
Wow.
Yeah, and what were your thoughts of it?
It was different. I mean, it it reminded me a lot of the original. If you go back to like Diablo 1, it was that same kind of style.
It's the
And-
equivalent of going back to Grand Theft Auto 1 or 2. It's like, nah, I'm good, bro.
I don't think it would have carried, from a nostalgia standpoint for some people, sure, but it wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
There would have been no return on investment for it.
That genre of game, that isometric kind of thing, it's not a very popular genre. Well, it is for some specific games, like your what do you call it? You just said the name of it, Paul.
Baldur's Gate.
The Diablos, like the
Yeah, the
Diablos.
Diablo clones.
Yes, but outside of Diablo, the game is just it's not a very popular genre.
See, that's something that I would do if I was going to do like an anniversary version of one of the Fallouts. Like, and we're also going to throw in this remaster of the original Fallout that started it all. That's what I would do. I would make it a bonus thing, not a primary thing.
Yeah, I mean, but something needs to be there that sort of like, I mean, it's like you got all this other stuff, and people are like the franchise. I mean, and to be honest with you, like, I
Just
think
to
wasn't
play,
it
go play
like
76.
didn't Obsidian say we would love to do it, and then Bethesda came out and said, no, if anyone's going to make a new Fallout, it's going to be us. So
Well, yeah, they're just protecting their IP, which is totally,
they're protecting their IP
Well, I
from
mean,
who?
honestly, at this point, it doesn't matter. They can squabble all they want. It's wherever the fuck Phil Spencer says to go make the game.
Right. But yeah, I mean,
don't-
they need to
I
do
don't
a
think
remake.
Phil
I mean,
Spencer
I think
has
it's high
those
time that they
balls
do. I think it would be received very well, and I don't think it would take a lot of manpower to do like Fallout New Vegas. Okay, New Vegas came out on the 360, right?
You don't even know about New Vegas. You're a
So-
fake Fallout fan.
Yeah.
Just wait for Outer Worlds 2. I know. There we go. Problem solved.
Or play Outer Worlds 1.
There's that too. Yeah.
That game didn't
great.
scratch the Fallout itch for me, though, man.
Outer Road 1 had like literally one of the best dialogues ever when she's like, it's Adreno time. And she's like, you found it in a dumpster. She's like, but it's Adreno time. And then she's like, if it wasn't safe, they wouldn't put it in a syringe. And I was like, this is like literally the most unhinged dialogue I've ever heard in any game.
She got a point. You can't argue her logic. I'm sorry.
And that's my favorite thing
What
about
the-
any
Think
game
it's
is
safe.
it's
I don't-
Adreno time.
I know people don't care for it, but I love the VAT system.
Morbid.
I think that was a pretty cool concept.
You know what? I love
Yeah, I
Mom's VAT
I
system.
don't care for VATs. Jesus Christ, Cozy.
Wow.
Doesn't anything
When you
anything
make
we said.
Super say
it doesn't-
Jesus Christ, you know you've done some shit.
It's just funny because it doesn't matter what word we use. It doesn't matter if the word has no sexual meaning or anything. She'll just take it and be like, "Oh yeah, I had some fries at McDonald's there. I love your mom's fries."
Your mom's a big
It fit kind of like your mom.
That's it. There you go.
Oh God, I still feel weird back in the school on the.
Wait, you feel
on the
weird?
schoolyards. Well, I feel we're still sitting there in the schoolyards arguing, talking.
Goddamn right.
All right. But yeah, so all of this has been inspired by the Fallout TV show. They dropped the trailer, and it looks phenomenal in my opinion. I'm looking forward to it.
Motherfucking tastic. Was it directed by the guy that did what do you call it? An HBO,
One
right?
of the
Is it
Nolan
same guy?
brothers. One of the Nolan brothers is
His younger brother.
Anthony Nolan.
But he's
Hey,
come they
is-
come from a
isn't he
good
the-
pedigree.
isn't he-
There's like a new.
Isn't he the director of Westworld?
Wait, are they dogs?
Yeah, I think so. I think. Hold on.
Oh,
Let
the
me look this
dogs.
up.
Because
I
Got the
think
dog
he
in
directed
him.
Westworld,
Yes,
dude.
dog-
if
dog
he
meets
directed
in there.
Westworld, dude, let's
they
go.
have
'Cause
a
I
great
love Westworld.
pedigree.
Mom has
Oh.
great pedigree.
Is Jonathan Nolan?
What?
You know
Jonathan
what? My
Nolan.
mom does
It's
not have a
Jonathan,
great
that's it.
pedigree. She
That's
should have
him.
been cold. Like, immediately when you put down the bad puppies, she should have been.
Yeah, he's it's
Going
Jonathan.
back to Fallout.
Oh,
it's
Jonathan Nolan. He's one of the creators of Westworld.
Yeah, and he agree.
But
And-
Westworld wasn't that good, let's be honest.
The fuck
The
it
first
wasn't.
season
That
was
a fucking
phenomenal.
amazing ass show.
First season, at least.
Apparently,
First season.
Cozy's never seen the original movies that was all based.
Oh,
on.
no. Original movie Westworld was
Or the-
great.
What the old one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than the HBO show?
Yes. The HBO show was like a half season of like, this is engaging, and then trash.
Well, season 1
Good
was about
acting,
nothing worth it.
But trash writing.
Well, one thing that is that is encouraging to me is it has one of my favorite actors in there. It's Walton Goggins.
Yeah, he's
Right.
amazing.
I would like that.
Yeah, I mean, he plays the ghoul, and I'm looking forward to it because, like, I think
I'm
he's a
glad they have
stellar
a
actor.
ghoul. I'm glad they have a ghoul.
Yeah, I mean, he's to me he's like the Hateful Eight and
The
good in
Hateful
everything
Eight
he's
was
done.
so underrated.
Yeah, I've never seen him bad in anything.
No,
The
between
character-
doing
he's
The
a
Shield
character
and then
in Hateful
Sons
Eight.
of
He was-
Anarchy.
Oh, he was.
Mhm.
Yep,
He
he was.
was in The
He was
Shield,
great
he
on the.
was.
Was he Shane? Right on the Shield?
Right,
Mhm.
he was
Shane?
Shane on The Shield.
Yeah.
and he was
Just
also in
excellent
Django and
show.
Chain. He was that other guy
Yep.
that. Yep.
Yep.
The show
Yeah.
Justified, that was the best he was in.
And
That was the fucking
Justified,
best.
he was.
He was the
I
villain.
mean,
in
like a
Justified, the
character
main
actor,
Yes,
kind of like that,
correct.
is like an art.
Yeah.
And in,
And he
in
can
The
very
Shield,
well pull off. Go ahead, Paul.
or excuse me, in Sons of Anarchy, brother, he was the transvestite. Remember, he was.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez, I forgot about that.
So the first time he made the
used
appearance
the
in the
wrong
dress.
language.
That's how they describe the character. I'm not gonna.
You're wrong though. Sweet Baby Inc. says you're
Right.
wrong.
Oh,
Oh,
my God.
Paul,
well,
how dare you shame those females on this channel? We don't speak of the females that way.
Yes.
But like it seems like they are going to hold true to the series. I think Howard was really impressed with what he saw as well, and it's got Todd Howard's blessing. So there is a certain degree of confidence I have. Now it might come out and be total shit, but from what we've seen thus far, it seems like they got a pretty compelling.
Yeah, I think one
It
thing
just-
they
it
did
just-
that was smart is they created their own vault for the series, so they're not tied into anything we've seen in any of the games, except for on a wider thing. They're not telling a story we've already seen.
Yeah,
The Last
yeah,
of Us.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to
Instead
do
of
it.
telling
I
a
mean,
story
'cause
from the
you're-
previous
aren't you
titles.
like a new person in every Fallout game anyway?
Right.
Not the same
Mm.
person,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter
Um,
who the person
Did
is.
you know the only mainline Fallout game where you're not a vault dweller is Fallout 2.
Nerd.
What are you, Fallout 2?
You are the grandchild of a vault dweller.
RPG 88, by the way, welcome to the podcast, my man.
Of
It says
Fallout
visually
one.
looks amazing.
Fallout
Writing is still
Cozy.
questionable at the moment.
Huh?
Did you play the top-down Fallout, or did you just read about this?
Oh no, I played Fallout 2. Fallout 2 was actually, I didn't even know it was my first experience with Fallout. It was like on like a family computer, and I would just play it. And I didn't know it was Fallout for real. I was just like, oh, kid playing this game. And I actually started playing it again because I was like, I've never played Fallout 2. And then it was like core memory unlocked. I played this game.
Well, one thing I sort of do not approve of or do not like when they do these games that are post-apocalyptic. They always focus on cities in the United States. Like, what about Europe? What about Japan? What about
If you're
all
talking
these
about
other places?
Fallout, shut up. Fallout is legit. Americana at its
Yeah,
heart.
it's
Yeah, that's the
Americana,
word.
bro.
Like,
Even I
oh
know
my
it's
goodness.
Americana.
Like, I
I
get it.
know it's Americana, but still, there's.
And I live
I
in
mean,
Texas, bro.
No. Fallout, in essence, is Americana. You can talk about like I want to see post-apocalyptic games in another part of the world, and that
like
is
I
great
would
and
love to
all.
see Horizon
the-
Forbidden West based in like the Horizon game
music of
based in Japan
Fallout,
or
Okay,
Europe.
music
but
that you
let me-
hear
let
in
me-
Fallout. It's like the theme of every Fallout game you've ever played. That music wouldn't be in any of those other fucking places, dude.
Well, and let me,
True.
because I actually know people who worked on the games.
Mhm.
Like if you overlay a map of Washington D.C., it matches whatever game that Fallout was in. If you overlay Virginia, they so
West Virginia.
they yeah. By the way, the
Take me
cover version
home.
the cover version of that song that they did is probably one of the best I've ever heard.
It is
Yeah,
a
for that
great
game.
cover.
Mhm.
But they actually, I think part of it is if they were to go to other countries and stuff, it would probably take a shitload more research and stuff because they tie in real history, they tie in, all that stuff that we like in when you're walking the Patriots Trail or whatever it's called in Fallout
Mhm.
4. All that stuff is really there. It's not stuff they made up for the game. They actually pulled from,
Mm.
they actually pulled from the real history of the whole idea of where this country is going to end up if we ever end up in that situation, that type of thing,
And the culture. Like
And
the,
the
and
culture.
the
very
real reason of why not those
culture.
places, because fuck those places. That's why.
I mean, no, it's like freaking. I understand like wanting a post-apocalyptic thing in some other part of the world, but Fallout is just.
Yeah.
It's like wanting
Well,
like
it's
a
kinda
remake
like
of an
asking,
American
why-
Tale.
it's like, why does
That's not about
Godzilla only
America.
attack Japan? Well, you
Yes.
know what?
Actually,
I
you guys
mean,
are
listen, I watched him and Ferris Bueller battle it out here in the States. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that was crap though. Okay, that
It
was,
was.
it was
It was.
Sensei, I don't know if you're listening, Sensei, but this is very nice. So for anyone that's been listening, right, to me and Sensei's fight on Tekken, like,
You getting your ass whipped?
no, it's getting to the point where he knows what I'm about to do, and I know what
He's in
he's
your
about
head.
to do. So
You're in each other's head.
there aren't many combos being pulled out. Now it's just weird, like one move and then you back away because you know the other guy is already ready for your follow up.
You gotta play mind games. You gotta do mix up. You gotta hit it with the
I'll
50
give you
50s.
mind games.
Well, it was basically because of Fallout, I really never gravitated towards Death Stranding because it was like the same sort of idea, right?
No,
Like,
it's not.
Well,
Not
to me,
even
it was
close,
post-apocalyptic to a certain extent.
No,
I'm like,
so
yeah.
Not even close to the same kind of game. Not even close.
wait.
So yeah, man, I
post-apocalyptic-
remember when I watched The Walking Dead, and it's
No,
just
no,
like
no.
Death Stranding.
You're
bro.
like the same person who's
No,
like
you don't
saying
understand what I'm
like
trying to say. I mean, what I'm
Starfield
trying to
and,
imply is that it's
what's
like
the other game?
it's
Are
like
they
okay, so
exactly
you're
the
in this
same, but they're in
post-apocalyptic
space?
world and you're going around and doing things, and I don't know. It's
No
like
Man's Sky.
Fallout
Yeah.
to me is the cookie cutter post-apocalyptic world, and anytime I play a
What?
game in that environment, I always
Cookie
compare it
cutter.
to Fallout
Wait,
2
you're
Advanced
wrong
talking
though.
about?
You're wrong, and you don't
What is
deserve
this man talking
to
about?
be treated as a
Fallout-
human
He's
being.
just a
Fallout is not
Nintendo guy.
cookie cutter.
Like,
Fallout is
clearly.
not cookie
Revoke his
Fallout-
fucking gamer card.
Fallout-
What?
Revoke.
Yes.
No. Like, you don't understand.
Revoke.
You revoke my fucking gamer card. I'm just saying, like, even Horizon, I
Man,
compared it to
outta
like, okay, so like,
No,
what
no,
is their
no.
what are they doing compared to like this variation of the post-apocalyptic world versus Fallout's variation, and which one I like better? So I mean, it's post-apocalyptic. It's
There
post-apocalyptic.
aren't rad roaches in Horizon, and there aren't fucking giant robot dinosaurs in Fallout. Like they're not even close to the same game.
I know,
And-
I'm not
Why
saying
is
it's
this
the
like
same game. I'm
post-apocalyptic
just talking about the
different?
general theme of it all. Like, it is-
Horizon isn't playing.
No, that's
Horizon
not how
isn't
that
Americana.
works.
Gee, and which one came first? Fallout came in what, 2001 or 2000?
Wait, earlier.
I
Well,
just
that's the
think
ones I
that
said
Fallout
Doom guy and Halo are
is
the
the
same
de
'cause it's about a
facto
man in a suit.
post-apocalyptic environment. Fallout makes the best post-apocalyptic environment, in my
No,
opinion.
Fallout makes a great
No.
post-apocalyptic environment, but it's different from like other It's Fallout is very distinctive in
In
its
his opinion,
Yes, it is distinctive, and I like what they do and all the time that they put in all of this stuff, and like a lot of the other post-apocalyptic environment games that we played, they don't put as much into it, in my opinion.
It's because I think the thing about that makes Fallout great is it very much locks into the 1950s perfect
Yeah.
America.
The nuclear
experience.
family thing. The nuclear
And yes,
family
it
thing.
takes it
That
to
whole
the
Norman
future.
Rockwell looking thing. Yeah.
It's like the nuclear family squared because it's like the nuclear family, but it's also the nuclear age, the nuclear family. Paul, you are a genius.
Nuka-Cola.
Yeah.
Wow.
so-
Well, that's because that's
What
what
was
they
he
get the
cooking for
references from.
for a minute there?
Okay, so let's talk about
open it
another
up
movie
and all
that
the
came
houses
out
look
this
the
week.
same and-
Let's talk about
Yeah.
another movie that came out this week that was also that has done very well. I don't know if anyone here has seen it yet. I'm waiting to see it myself with my kid. Dune 2. Anyone had a chance to go see
Oh, let me
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you, it was good.
So.
Yes.
I'm excited to see where they take the next one. Because
it? Does it leave on a cliffhanger again?
yes, because
Well,
if you've never
not
if
a
you read
cliffhanger.
Dune,
It leaves on an.
I know
you
you're a
ever-
teacher, but you're in Alabama, so I don't know how.
I mean, I'm not.
Okay,
I don't
yeah,
know
don't
much
ask
about the
him if he-
Dune
don't
lore.
ask
If
him if
that's
he's read-
yeah,
don't ask him if
full
he's read the
confession, I
book.
don't.
They
So
don't
go
know
ahead.
how big books like that in Alabama. Plus, the book doesn't have pictures.
You were saying?
So Dune 2 is really great.
Yes.
If you like the first one, you'll like this one. I'm excited to see where they take it and his direction. I think for what Dune is, shh, be quiet, you dumb fuck.
He's pissed.
I think for what Dune is,
That is verbal abuse,
he managed
Cozy.
to
Come on,
catch
call Peter.
the best. Of
Better yet, pluck the feathers off that shit and fry it.
Ooh, wow.
What?
Oh, wow. no.
Apparently they taste like chicken.
Who'd have thunk?
Cozy, don't incentivize him. Come on.
I think it would taste good with some covered, slathered in some buffalo sauce and stuff like that, or with some ranch dip. There you go.
I'll
Yeah.
give you ranch dip. I'll dip
Your
your
mom's
ranch.
ranch, dude.
I'll dip your ranch. Oh my gosh.
Paul, you were saying? You were
do
saying?
what?
I don't know. What
I just
was
like how
saying. I have
easily
no
scanned
The
idea.
movie. Did you get a chance to see it?
No.
Oh, okay. Did you
I
read the
probably
books?
won't get a chance to see. I read the book. The book is gigantic.
Paul, you can't read.
Paul's not the one from Alabama, Cozy.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're poking the bear. He's gonna go off.
Yeah. They also can't read.
I'm actually especially growing up, I was a pretty prolific reader. So yeah, I've read a lot.
Oh, look at me. I use a word with more than 2 syllables.
Dude,
so I must be.
Yeah, he's one with 3. Oh.
Well, he has been doing his crossword puzzles religiously these days.
Well,
so his
and just
vocab-
so you know, there's a lot of big words I know that I don't use because I don't want to confuse people like you. Cause
Yeah, what he didn't tell you those way does his crossword puzzles. He just writes boobies in every single line.
Hey, you know. By the way, Playboy had some pretty great articles in their day. I'm just saying.
You know,
And so did
our
Hustler, but-
library used to have Playboy for like the blind, and I used to always be confused by that.
How do you Playboy for the blind? Do they
And
have
he-
little bumps where the boobies would be?
That wasn't Braille Bro. Someone gave that magazine Herpalerp.
Anyone else seen the movie?
Oh, I already said I seen it.
I still haven't seen the first one. I'm looking
She
forward
did.
to watching it eventually.
The first one's streaming on Max, I think, right now. Isn't it
is,
still? Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
You
so.
need to see
Yeah.
the first one. I am a huge fan. Book, movie. I honestly think this is. Unpopular opinion. I do think it should have been a
An
what do you call
email.
it?
Oh.
No, I think it would have served better if it was like an HBO miniseries.
Okay.
Probably.
Damn it.
But
Um,
it wouldn't have made the money back.
It wouldn't. It did not. The worst surprising thing was how much it didn't cost to make. But I think an HBO miniseries, I get it, but they could have like released it in theaters and also, the thing Amazon does, where they do a slight delay and put it in.
Staggered release.
Yeah.
Release, yeah. How much- well, they made
and,
78 million. So how much of that is the
What?
weight of the
they
actual
made
movie, and how much of that is because there ain't anything else out there?
Jeez, he's gonna give me an RKO.
No. As someone who is an avid sci-fi fan, the scope and the capture of Dune is amazing. You cannot get any other way around it. It is a beautifully executed movie.
Oh yeah.
Like, it puts like a lot of movies that cost more and had worse effects on my list of like, why couldn't you do this? Dune was
It's like the
absolutely
Godzilla
stunning,
movie.
absolutely beautiful. I think honestly, masterpieces, which I rarely even say, like especially in the modern sense.
Well, the story, the probably the biggest accolade to the story that I can probably give it is that famously J.R.R. Tolkien read that.
I don't like Tolkien, so
And he loved Dune, you know. He just went he would go on and on about that story. So yeah. No.
his first like 6 books are great, and then his son took over because his son was a loser, couldn't write his own stuff.
Damn.
All right, KY, have you
Everybody's vaccinated.
any love or hate towards Dune 2? Have you seen Dune? Are you planning on seeing Dune 2? Anything?
I've seen Dune 2. I enjoyed it. I felt like
Okay.
it carried the story. A lot of people
Yeah.
a lot of people will be turned off by Dune because of how slow some of the parts can be setting the story up.
It's crucial.
Well, you're
It
talking about
is.
the first
It's
one,
crucial.
right?
Well,
Yeah,
the second
and
one
we
for
call
like
Second one
people
too.
fucking morons.
You're saying? Go ahead.
the second one, yeah, for like the first 30 minutes to 45 minutes, you're just kind of okay, and then shit starts to hit the fan. You're like, all right, this is fucking awesome. Okay, let's go.
What
Where'd
is
you
the
see it?
runtime on that movie,
Where'd,
anyways?
where'd you see it? It's just it's
The
under 3
3.
hours.
So yeah, it's just under 3 hours.
Where'd you see it?
Practice,
Did
you
see
saw
on
it too?
A regular theater, or did you see it in IMAX?
I saw it on my my Panda player.
Oh god, dude! I was gonna say,
The fuck is that?
seeing it IMAX is a different fucking world. I gotta say that was fucking amazing. It's probably one of the best movies I've seen as far as in IMAX ever.
Is
was
every
a good
scene
movie.
shot in IMAX though, or is it just
Yeah,
got
there was
certain
a
scenes in
bunch of it shot
IMAX?
in IMAX. Oh, dude, there was a bunch of it shot in IMAX.
So does it do that thing where the screen size transitions?
Yes, it does.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
How did Chalamet and Zendaya do? How was their acting? Pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Zendaya knows how to act.
yeah,
No, she did really well in that. I think honestly, as someone who watched Casey and whatever,
In the Sunshine Band?
she's always been like great.
SAGURD.
I think honestly, in a way, like so her like I honestly think the Paul actor dude, he's like weaker than a lot of the other actors, but it's
Timothy
works.
Chalamet.
I thought he did the best job in the whole movie. I thought he was
he's
fucking
a great
amazing.
actor, no, but in a way, like for example, like some of the other actors, I thought they absolutely
His portrayal was
Yo,
Paul,
for real?
Paul was very convincing.
I would have liked some more explicit sex scenes. I would have enjoyed that.
It's all everything is good with extra sex. That's all. We have to go out on a on.
I mean, like you see him kissing on top of a dune, and then the next time you see him, they're like, she's like just like kind of rolling off of him, and I'm like, seriously, where was the rest of that shit? I want to see that.
I mean, if
You try fucking with sand in your
Like-
pussy.
Oh my god! What
All of a sudden, you just went back to Andrew Dice Clay. Jesus.
is it that different? Oh, you know what? I'm not want to say anything.
Don't like
Are you questioning now? Oh, jeez.
all right. Anybody else have anything to say about the movie? Looking forward to it myself. I'm planning on seeing it this Sunday. So
That's,
yeah.
that's all I have to say.
I hope
The
so.
first one
I've
was
been
great.
seeing a
I hear
lot of
good things about the
movies of
second
late.
one.
If you could see it in IMAX, do that. Seriously.
All right. So the first game before we get into the Xbox Partner Showcase, I do
Can I
want to
stop
talk
you?
about in passing. I do want to talk about.
Are we on like hour 3 of this show now?
No,
What are we
not
doing
yet.
here?
Oh my god.
We're going for hours today.
Hold
Did
up.
you not
Wait a minute.
memo?
I do want to talk about a couple of things. I do want to talk
About-
about
hey.
Dragon Dogma 2.
Wize.
Yes.
KY, you had something to say?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Another movie. I saw another movie that I was impressed with. It just opened on Netflix called Spaceman.
Spaceman?
Or
What is it about?
Spaceman with Adam
Spaceman?
Sandler.
Yeah.
I
I've
don't
heard
know.
I
good things
was-
about that. I've heard good.
That
things
was a
about that.
really cool movie. It's
Oh,
all
is
about the loneliness of space and stuff.
I
and-
love
that the one with the
loneliness of
giant
space.
spider?
That's my favorite part.
Is that the same movie?
What?
Does that have like a giant spider or something that he's like imagining?
Yes.
Yeah, a
Yes.
space spider? Oh, fuck that.
Like in the
No.
trailer, there's like a giant fucking wolf spider that he's like imagining in the ship.
Yes. It is it's a pretty cool movie.
There's another TV show out. I think it's on Amazon Prime called Shogun. Has anyone seen that? They say it's pretty good
No,
as
I've,
well.
I
Not
wanna
on
watch that.
Prime.
I've heard good things about that.
It's on
It
Fox.
is- it is-
It's Hulu.
It's Hulu. It's one of those. Yeah, I know.
Yep.
FX.
But, yeah.
I think
It's a
on
remake.
FX.
It's a remake of the original book that the
Yeah.
1980 Shogun with Richard Chamberlain and Toshiro Mifune were in.
Yeah, but this one should be better, I hope.
Well,
I
it's-
hear it. I hear it's amazing.
Yeah, it looks really great.
Is it anybody that we know in it, or is it just some new actors?
There's a bunch of people.
The
that
the
have
same
picked.
Japanese guy that's in every fucking movie. The guy that from the Wolverine, the guy from Last Samurai.
Oh,
Which
In
guy?
the Last Samurai, he was the one that had the giant horns on his helmet. I don't know his name, but he's in
Oh,
every
fuck.
fucking movie.
you mean the
was
token, the token Japanese guy for
Yeah. He
Was
was the
Hollywood,
bad guy
yeah.
in that dog shit Resident Evil Netflix show.
That'd be the one.
oh. Well, I heard
That'd
good things
be the
about it.
one.
so.
Oh man.
No, he's
When
an
we,
excellent actor.
Yeah.
When we get into the gaming, I got a game to bring up that everybody should keep their eye on.
Oh, you thought this was a gaming podcast? Who the fuck told you that?
We should have more time talking about
I
movies.
said when we get to the gaming, it took us 2 hours.
We're going to talk about gaming, goddammit. Okay, let's go to the gaming. Okay, let's go ahead and
That
talk about
goddamn
Dragon
is
Dogma
very
2.
Alabama. I'm just
It's
saying.
coming out. Dragon's Dogma 2 is
Very
coming
country.
out on.
Hey, the bird's happy. We're finally in gaming.
Oh, shit. Shut up, guys. Damn it. All right.
Dragon's
First
Dogma
got
2,
some shit to
yes.
say, man.
Yes.
They released
Yes,
a character
yes, yes.
Does
creator.
anyone want to send me a code for Dragon's Dogma 2?
It's not
If
out
I get
yet,
the
Dodo.
code, I'm not sending it to you. That's
Yeah,
all
I got
I'm
excited.
saying.
I got excited when I saw there was a demo for it, and I told my buddy, and he was like, "Oh shit!" And then he texted me back, and he's like, "It's just a character creator." And I was like, "Oh fuck."
Oh, I saw people creating characters. I assumed the game was out.
No, the game
No,
is not
dude.
out till the
Till the
21st, I
20th,
think.
20th,
It's still in the
20th or
closet.
21st, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm getting it. I'm getting it on PlayStation, so you're automatically going to have
Get
it.
it on Xbox.
What? You weak,
Wow.
you
Good times.
pony.
Good times. Appreciate
Yeah.
you, bro. Appreciate you.
Brother.
So yeah, I'm going to get it for. I'm
This
getting it on
guy,
PlayStation.
man.
You know, because of you, I'm mostly buying all my games on PlayStation now because I want,
Uh-huh.
the way we can save money. So
Thank you, man. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And but yeah, they showed a preview trailer and then they announced the character creator. Anyone had a chance to play around with it?
I gave him the biggest bakery ever. That's my character creator experience. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You don't know anything about.
I don't know anything about. I mean, I didn't play
Someone
Dark
just
Arisen.
murdered
I'm
Cozy,
sorry.
bro. You hear that shit?
I
She got murdered and dragged off into the distance. You hear
Bird. The word is a
ghostly
word.
scream from the other side of the house.
Oh man. No, I was playing around with the character creator a little bit.
Right? Yeah, I had a chance to.
My bird pooped on my mouse, and I touched the mouse, and I got it poop on my hand.
It
Brother,
pooped
you close-
on your mouse.
How close is it to your computer?
It's on my shoulder, and it flew from the monitor to my shoulder.
That was great, though.
See, this I've watched too much Alfred Hitchcock to have a bird as a pet. I'm sorry. I can't
That's
do it.
probably to me. That's the worst Alfred Hitchcock movie. I just
Yeah, it is.
It wasn't good, but it was
What
creepy
movie
as
is
all
this?
fuck.
What happened in the movie?
A bunch of
Birds
birds
attacked
attacked
them.
Birds attack people.
birds attacked and then they
Kill
stopped
people.
attacking, and we really don't know why.
It's all right. We
Listen,
can
I'm
get
just,
one.
I'm just saying, I'm in a wheelchair and I will fuck some birds up.
It was
I'm just
it was the
saying.
happening part 1 is what it was. It was
Yeah.
fucking terrible.
Oh, the happening was worse, bro. It was just the wind.
The happening was dumb.
Uh-huh.
No, it was the Earth. The Earth hated us. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I
was
remember.
dumb.
I forgot it was some late night show, and
I want my
Mark
time back.
Wahlberg was there to show a preview of his new movie, The Happening, and it was literally just like a 10-second clip, and it was just them in a field, and they didn't say a word, and that was what
was
he
the
brought
entire movie.
to the-
That was the entire
yeah,
movie.
I know.
though, so,
I know. But it's like that's how people should have known. It's like this is what the man brought to get you excited about his movie was them not saying words
He
in a
didn't know what
grass
to fucking
field.
show you. He didn't know what to say.
But to bring this back a little bit, so this on the 21st, and we said this earlier. We have Rise of Ronin. We have this game. We have Princess Peach Showtime for the Switch, and there was another game somebody said right that's coming out
yeah,
that day.
the,
Paul?
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh,
remake-
you don't
the
know
remake.
about Are You Afraid of the Dark?
So, anyone? I just want to go down the list and see what, if anything, you guys are going to be picking up
Yeah,
on
jump
that
to.
day.
No,
So Super, are you going to be picking up anything?
Dragon's
Yeah,
Dogma 2.
I'm not picking up Dragon's Dogma 2 and Rise of Ronin, and I'll probably end up bouncing back and forth between them. I need to finish Final Fantasy 7 before that, so I
Mhm.
need to get back to that. But yeah, those two are definitely going to be day ones.
Paul, what about you? You said you're going to play Who's Afraid of the Dark, right?
If anything, yeah, I'll pick that up depending on what the price is. Yeah. I might end up with Dragon Dogma 2 anyway. And if I do, of course,
Durkin Derp.
I'm playing it on launch.
Yeah, aren't you getting it from like the ambassador program or something like that?
If I get it, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. What about you, Triple?
Dragon's
I
Dogma
know
2.
Dragon Dogma 2, right?
Dragon's Dogma 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Keep it brief. Keep it short.
I mean,
What about you?
I waited 12
Praxis?
years for this game, man.
Dragon Dogma.
Man, don't get emotional. Jeez.
Oh,
He's,
man.
he's
you
saying
said
like the
what,
fucking
Praxis?
dude from Sling Blade Bros. I'm
I'm
Dragon
a
Dogma
Monster
2.
Hunter player, so I am interested in it for sure.
So Dragon Dogma 2 as well?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. What about you, David? My man, what's up, man? Are you there?
Hello. Sorry.
Hey,
yes.
hey. What's up?
Hello.
Hey,
Apologies.
hey.
Apologies for being so tardy. Dealing with unwell children.
Yeah, we just got done with the introduction.
Yeah,
so
we
we're
just
cool.
started, so you're good.
You
Yeah.
being all like, I was tardy.
So we're talking about the Dragon Dogma 2 thing. So have you had a chance to experiment around with it? Dragon Dogma or Rise of Ronin or what else was it? Princess Peach Showdown, which I doubt you probably did.
Exactly. Been looking forward to
Well,
I'm just trying
Well,
to be
you shouldn't
complete for
assume.
completeness sake. I don't want anyone to say, well, they're not, they're biased towards Nintendo. They're like, yeah, so what? There you go.
no, I haven't had a chance to do any of that stuff. I've been too busy work and plans. When I have been playing, I've been playing Helldivers too. But the stuff with Dragon's Dogma looks pretty cool.
Did you play the first one?
I did, but I didn't finish it. But I played the first one on PC, so I'm not sure where I'll play the second one.
Well, here's the thing. This is what really annoys me. Like, whenever a game comes out that's really good, everyone starts comparing their game to that game. And now people are on Twitter saying, oh, Dragon Dogma 2 is what Baldur's Gate 3 would have been if it was an action RPG. How accurate is that?
Isn't that how comparisons work? You take one thing
it's-
and you compare it to another thing?
Yeah, but still,
The comparisons seem fair because of the interaction you have in the environment. If you're familiar with Baldur's Gate and how you can set up your combat engagements, and you see what they're doing in Dragon's Dogma, I see what they mean by in the comparison. Especially, you can freaking bust down a dam or some shit like that and wash away dragons and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's neat.
You were saying, David?
Talking about silly comparisons, did you see the one where someone went on a tirade about how Baldur's Gate 3 was basically Divinity Original Sin 2, but set in a Dungeons and Dragons theme?
Yeah, I saw that too as well. I said they're like, I don't know why it took so long to make the game because they already had the game going. And I'm like, oh shit, no, it's not the same fucking game.
How that works, but yes.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you know,
I think the only fair comparative that should be getting made is it an improvement on the first one? And it seems to be that it is. But you know, you got games and genres all the time, so.
well, you know, Capcom is in dire need. They've been like pushing another pillar. Like they got the Resident Evil pillar, they got their Street Fighter pillar, and they got the Monster Hunter pillar. So I think they're looking for the next one, and they're hoping that this is the one that's going to push Dragon's Dogma into that.
They've looked good.
You know what? Instead of giving us Exo Primal, they could have given us
Exactly.
Dino
Crisis.
And then what was that other
Dino
game they
Crisis.
showed at the showcase for Xbox?
Oh, well, your answer should have been Dino Crisis.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that game.
Lost
When we talk about the
Planet.
Kasumi thing, the one
Yeah.
that looks like the one everyone
still don't
thought
know
was
what the hell's going on.
the next Onimusha, but it wasn't the Kasugi
You're the
game.
next Amanusia.
Onimusha, yeah,
Onimusha, Cozy. It's an
Onimusha.
Whatever.
Yeah, do you think she
Don't
gives
speak
a
that
fuck?
language.
Well, I mean, I don't know anything about
She
this
speaks
game.
English and parakeet. I'm sorry, cockatiel.
Yeah, well, then
Yeah,
she has
it
to,
is
otherwise the
right,
cockatiel will
bitch.
kick her ass. So, Cozy, are you going to be picking up any of those games? Either Dragon's Dogma or Rise of Ronin or
Do I
Princess
look like
Peach
I'm
Showtime?
not a weeb? Why would I pick up weeb games?
Oh God! Oh,
Well,
You don't believe in FOMO?
Indie,
Basically say, what are you, a fag?
No, like
Oh.
what I look like picking up like some weeb shit, like Ronin. If it has
Oh my
Ronin
God.
in the title, Shogun in the title, I'm like, that's for the weebs.
I
Oh my
don't play
gosh.
those homo games.
Okay, let me move on to Loke. What about you, sir?
Dragon's Dogma.
Dragon's Dogma. As soon as I get the
Yeah.
the PlayStation controller working properly. But obviously I'm not gonna
Still
play.
bug
I'm
that
not
on
gonna
you?
do.
For real,
Uh,
I'll get Dragon's Dogma too.
Yeah.
It's
It's gonna
because
look
I
like a
haven't
game.
had the time to look into it, if I'm being honest.
I got you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting because both of the games are going to be. I think both of the games look promising, and one is from Team Ninja. The Rise of Ronin is from Team Ninja, so it looks like it's there to scratch that Ghost of Tsushima itch to a certain extent. But
No, it's
it
not
is
even
what it is.
close to the same type of game. If you've played Neo,
Yeah.
Neo is nothing like Ghost of Tsushima. Because it's
Rise of
it's
Ronin
still,
is
it's
not
still,
Neo, is it?
It's
Yeah,
got some
bro.
Neo elements in there.
It's got
Yeah,
the
look at
makers
the
of
comment.
Neo, right?
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
it's not a full on Soulsborne like Neo is, but I think it's definitely leaning far more that way than something like a Ghost of Tsushima is.
Oh, okay. I thought it was more Ghost of
Yeah,
Tsushima than
I was
less
on the
Neo.
floor.
I
How
know
is he
it
grabbing
didn't look like a.
Mm,
It didn't look like
no.
a pseudo Souls like if that's what you're trying to imply.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. I mean, that's the games that they make. If it's not something like that, and it's more of just like
It's
an action fucking slasher type game,
it.
I would be
is.
incredibly surprised.
So, some of the combat elements look brought over from Neo, but in terms of difficulty and you got to use the bonfire, well, the shrines and stuff like that from Neo. It's probably a mix, more so a mix. Like definitely Ghost elements being open world, and like I said, combat wise, and maybe some other elements from Neo. And whether they put out another Souls like game a while back, but I can't remember the name. But
Well, I mean, I thought that
they
wanted.
just did that what they call it, the Wolong Fallen.
yeah,
Dynasty,
well, Fallen, yeah, that one, yeah.
which
Well, I
again
heard
is
that they wanted this
Soulsborne.
game to be a little bit more mass market than the Wulongs and the Neos. That's why they didn't embrace that whole Souls like difficulty curve. I don't know.
Sensei, if you're listening, bro, that was nice try. Nice try. You almost got me.
All right. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So anyhow, moving on.
Dude, like I can anticipate. I now know when he's about to
Oh,
grab
He's
me.
in his head. He's in his head.
He's in his what?
His head.
What head is
Which
he in?
head? I knew it, Wise. I fucking knew you were gonna go
Their
there.
first date is next week. They're going to Golden Corral over there. In Texas.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to get laid, huh? That's why he's going to Golden Corral. Like you
$10,
eat
cause
this,
you
I'm
know how
gonna do
things
this. Like,
work
I'm gonna
there.
do you later. So
You know what?
Oh,
I'll
my.
give you $10.
all right.
$50 to make you holla. I get paid to do the wow.
Shut up.
Speaking of Loke, yeah. All right.
Yep.
Stellar Blade PS5 demo out. It was interesting. They actually released the demo earlier in the week, and then they pulled it, and then I think they just released it. And I think
No,
RPGA played it and said it was good.
it's still down. It's still not there.
RPG said he's been playing it. He said it's pretty darn good, actually.
Well, maybe he was lucky and was able to grab it before they yanked it. Because I went to the store when I saw that there was a demo, and I can't find it.
Oh, really? I know that they were saying
look for it
that.
right now.
Yeah, he said like Stellar Blade is amazing. By the way, yeah.
The Stellar Yams, get
Stellar
it right.
cheeks.
We all know why everyone's gonna fucking play that game. Okay, let's not beat around the bush. Let's beat the bush instead.
I'm playing it
So,
for the
yeah.
combat and the plot.
And a lot of beating there. That's all I will say about that.
I'm playing it for the plot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So someone on Twitter wrote, "How long is the Stellar Blade demo?" And I wrote back, "As long as you need it to be."
And everyone got the reference. Everyone.
And then everyone.
I'm gonna play the game for the articles. That's why.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it is.
I can't find the demo on here. I really can't.
Huh. I wonder why they did
PlayStation,
that.
though, dude. PlayStation, honestly, with their demos, dude. Sometimes when they'll let us know, like in a blog post, or there's a demo available, or like in a PlayStation showcase, or whatever the fuck it is, and then you go to the store and you're like, where the fuck is it? It's like in a menu inside of a menu inside of another menu, and it's like, why isn't it just in the demos area? It's like there, you have to like go to the game, then click the little 3 little dots, and then click on demo under version of the game. It's like, why isn't that just in the fucking demo area?
But then,
the
like,
store?
why
But-
also like when you get the main game, the demo is still there. Like for Final Fantasy VII, I played the demo, and then like when I install the main game, the demo is still also on my hard drive. And I'm like, what the fuck is that point? You know,
Well,
so
because they're two separate files, dude. The
I
demos
do
are
know that,
just
but
they're just a slice of the game. It's not smart enough to go, okay, I'm going to go delete this old version.
It's
Oh,
like buying
shit.
two different products, dude. They're two
Now
different.
you're gonna start
SKUs.
mixing
They're
it
not
up.
the same
Oh my
thing.
god, Sensei, don't, dude, come on. Just because I got a couple of wins,
Sensei, don't
there's
clap
no-
my cheeks like that, Sensei. I
Dude,
can't
he
take
changed
it anymore.
fighters.
Yeah,
He
there you go.
changed fights. I figured out he's king. Now he's here with fucking Fang, bro. Mr.
He changed
Testosterone
position.
That's
himself.
how
Now he's
tournaments
hitting my
work, man.
prostate.
That's how tournaments work. They got counter picks. Come on now, you should know.
Damn it!
KY, what about
this is
you?
some
Are you picking up
bullshit.
anything that day?
I'm picking up
Understand.
Dragon's Dogma.
Sensei just wants to see me lose my
Ooh,
shit on
Dragon's
the
Dogma
internet.
sweep. Dragon's Dogma sweep, y'all.
Did you play the first one?
Yes, and the people who are comparing it to Baldur's Gate, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Baldur's Gate holds your hand.
Motherfucker.
No,
Dragon's
I'm
Dogma
sorry.
does
I'm
not
sorry.
hold your hand. You
It-
could be wandering around for hours
I
until you talk to the
swear
right
God,
person.
you're right. I was doing a quest where that's like speak to people. I was like, who? I don't know. And I had to wait around until the carrier showed up in town. And it's like, that's your quest marker. I was like, why the fuck? Why is
Oh,
this
is
carrier?
that what the game's
Um,
gonna be like?
I
Yeah.
hope the second one isn't that bad, because I don't mind not having my handheld, but to an extent where I'm just wandering around and questioning, where I'm just like, okay, there's literally no clue whatsoever. This
Yeah,
is
that's like old
fucking
school
awful.
Zelda games where you can't
Mhm.
figure out how to like open a door,
What?
and they're like, "Oh, you need to grab the banana from the earlier area, and they need to wait till it's 6 p.m. and then you need to approach the door from the left side." It's like, how the fuck were we supposed
the
to know
games are
this
getting
shit?
too big to be doing that.
Well, you know, the old school
Oh my
NES
gosh.
Zelda, you bombed every fucking mountain and wall you came across in the initial because you didn't know where the fuck
Wow.
anything
That
was.
initial punch, man.
Dude, I played that Zelda remake of the Game Boy game,
Mhm.
and I got stuck in some area, and I looked up like, how the fuck do you get there? And it was literally some like, oh, you need this one item that you got at the beginning of the game that they never told you what it was for. And I'm like, how the fuck was someone supposed to know you're supposed to carry it? Like, dude, I hate shit like that.
Well, my big thing is if I'm wandering around and I have no idea where to go and there's no indicator, it's like after a while I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm done, and I will move
Right.
on. I mean,
No,
it's
exactly.
like
I'm with you.
that.
Like,
But
yeah,
that's what I
it's-
heard it is, though. I heard that
it's-
there is no quest markers or anything of that level.
I think that's what they said in one. Was it Ishino? Was he the game director? I think that's what he said. And all I could, I'm deciding. Like, I like Dragon's Dogma, but that's
Fuck,
definitely
that
one of my
first
pain
punch.
points. Like, at least even with games when they're giving you a general idea, like here's the area you should
Right.
be in, but it's not going to pinpoint exactly where. That's fine. But if it's just completely open ended and you just like,
Well,
find
it's like
out.
I tried Conan Exiles, and when Conan, they literally drop you in the middle of nowhere and
Fuck.
say, go to town. And you're like, where the fuck is
God
town?
damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all fucking open desert. There's no indicator, nothing. It's like,
Yeah, that game sucks dick anyway, so probably for the
yeah.
best.
And I seeing that they're. I'll say I know they said the fast travel system is limited again, but you have like the ox that you can ride. So I don't know. We'll see. It's like I said, I've been replaying
Well,
it
it
myself,
seems-
and
It seems like by the description I'm getting, it seems like it's a Souls-like RPG, for lack of a better word. Like it's like an RPG. It's basically an unfriendly RPG. Well, these days and times, RPGs sort of hold your hands, and this is like an unfriendly variation. Like, hey, no, you're gonna do this
for
shit on
Dragon's
your own.
Dogma
Yeah.
too.
What's
Huh?
leveling up like?
The
Leveling-
combat feels more like
leveling is-
Final Fantasy to me.
it's Souls. I mean, Souls, like if you're specifically like you said, how the quest is plays out, that's pretty much it. Because Souls were like, oh yeah, talk to Jimmy John. They don't tell you to talk to anyone, and they just walk around like, oh, didn't I meet you like 5 hours ago? And you just disappear and never tell me where you're going until next time that you fail the quest. I'm like, you didn't tell me anything. What's going on?
yeah. Oh, yeah. When they, follow me to this area we need to go to, and they just kind of poof, and you're like, where the fuck did he go?
That's Elder Ring. That was I'm glad they
Some,
put some type of mark.
some
for
name of
Elder
some
Ring.
place you
Yeah.
can't even pronounce. You're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck did you just say?
And
That's
then
why
there's
I
no-
play
no
every game with
indicator on the-
subtitles on, man.
Mhm.
And there's no indicator on the map or nothing. He
Yep.
walked out the door and
He just
he
poofed.
disappeared. It's like, fuck you.
Well, let me bring this up before we move on to the partner showcase.
Nice counter, Sensei. Jeez.
IGN said they talked to Peter Moore. Peter Moore said, and I hate this topic, but I'm going to bring
What
it
are
up
you
for completeness' sake. Microsoft will be debating right now whether Xbox consoles have a future, says Peter Moore. So, for those of you who have been living under a rock, Peter Moore was the former CEO of the Xbox division before the Matrix shit show.
Yeah, and
And
he
then
hasn't
Phil
been
Spencer.
involved with the system for over 10 years.
Oh
and
yeah, he's
first-
fucking out of the loop. So he's fucking
Yeah.
just talking out of his ass.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
It's like when David Jackson tries to say
disagree.
some shit. And
I
it's like, bro, you've been
disagree.
out of the game for like 20 years. Go away.
Not
yeah,
really,
see, that's
guys.
the
It's
thing
like
with
a very
Jackie too.
good
I don't know
educated
why people
guess,
put so much
though.
weight on that. You know,
Because they
feel-
say he was the creator of God of War. People go, ooh.
No,
Ah.
guys, listen. The reason why it's important what Peter Moore says, and this is not me like console warring or whatever, is because
That's a war.
Peter Moore was once in a position of power.
He's a
But no,
goat.
And for anyone that's ever had an
Well, in the
actual
direction they've
position
gone,
of
though,
power
is completely
professionally,
different from what he had.
it doesn't really disappear. Especially when it comes to like knowing what's happening. Like I work in procurement. I've been in a position of power specifically in my field
Mhm.
with different companies and organizations. I'm not going to name them. Point is,
Name 'em.
I've gone several times back to the source of places that I've been at when I needed information, and I got it straight from the horse's mouth. These are not relationships that disappear just because it's been 6 years. No.
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 But,
I
the
feel-
Xbox of today is not the Xbox that Peter Moore was part of.
Yeah,
No,
and I
was gonna
don't
say,
think.
we've gone way different directions.
Yeah, I gotta find a quote, but I think I was reading it earlier. If I recall correctly, he doesn't say I know a guy on the inside that told me this, but I feel like it's more so definitely a educated guess, of course, still with his background and knowledge of the industry, his time there, but just seeing the landscape of where gaming is going, like I'm sure both Sony and Microsoft were debating their console production line. And I know they confirmed they have a hardware improvement and they're going to continue hardware next gen, but I'm sure the gen following that, both of them, like, are we really going to do what gen are we on? The 2 gens from now? So
There are people that are currently in positions of power, currently in the know, currently the ones trying to shape where this industry will go in the future, who have no idea where it's going to go in the future. So people that haven't been part of it for 20 plus years, they're guessing. Do their guesses have value?
They
Of
have some
course,
value.
because they were part of the industry, of course. But
Mhm.
I don't. When it's
past
someone that
was-
hasn't been part of it that long, it's like that's wonderful that he said that. But they're just people are gonna use the thing he said and use it to console war like they always did. When the things he said, even though they have some value, the value is not that heavy, in my opinion. For me, anyway.
it's kind of like,
that's nice.
it's kind of like, ever since the news of Switch going to Switch 2 coming out next year or whatever has sort of deflated all these Nintendo YouTubers. They're now all hankering down to these two Nintendo PR people who are now started a podcast and taking everything that they're saying as gospel as well. Like, why would they know anything? So
Gotta
David,
pay bills.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, people got to get people to watch somehow. David, what about you? Do you? I mean, when does the discussion of the green lighting of the next generation actually occur?
Sensei, how many high-ranking fighters do you have, bro?
Like in the
What
sense
the
that,
fuck?
like, okay, we know that both Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo are going to be making the next iteration of their console, right? But when do they start having the discussion? Okay, what about the generation after that? Are we still going to do that, or what? Like, do you know?
The conversations happen and there's different go, no go, or, confirmation of progression or whatever you want to call it, option decisions, investment decisions, all that sort of stuff happen at different stages. So there'll be an upfront commitment that we're going to do something. And then it's like, well, we go through the planning phase when we do all this stuff. And then there's certain trigger points where they'll make decisions to take the next step or not based on outlook. And they're guessing most of the time. It's educated guessing, but they're guessing nonetheless because you can't predict what economic markets are going to do with any real certainty going forward, especially where consumers are involved.
Correct.
Because no one knows what might come in and disrupt it. So, but having said that, they'll have already made their decision on doing the technical development for the next console. And they might have 2 or 3 different options as to what they're going to do in their theory or their progress. And at some point, they'll look at what they've done and look at the market and they'll make adjustments and then make a decision from there. So if cloud gaming is the direction they want to take and they want to use that ARM chipset version and go for a smaller, cheaper box to put in homes and push people onto the cloud option. That's probably the most cost-effective outlook at the moment. They'll have a couple of different options to make decisions on there. But the next generation, we're in, 27, 28 when it's due, and we're in 23. I'd say they'll be making a decision on production by the end of next year.
Yeah, because
by the end of
they green lighted,
2025,
they gotta go
they'll
design these chips and all this stuff, right? Like they can't just say like 1 year before say, oh yeah, we're gonna make a new console, and then the next year, boom, there's a console, right?
Yeah, well, they will have already worked out what chipsets would be available, and discussions with AMD or whoever's doing it to work all that stuff out. By now, they'll have already had that. Is it possible to do this or not? And then pay them to do the research into it. But by the middle end September to December next year is when they would make the decision as to whether they're going to take it to production or not. And they might have 2 or 3 different options. Remember, they put the Series X into production before they decided to do the Series S by nearly 12 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a big gap. So there's always different steps they can take. But to answer that question, circle back to the start of the question about Peter Moore, I think you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's not, and I agree, he's not attached to it. He's not part of it. We don't know if he's consulted on it or not, but he's not an employee of Microsoft at the moment, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that his knowledge, ability, and skill set and experience is not usable or not transferable. So he's entitled to have an opinion based on his experience back then and what his professional experience and understanding tells him now. But
do they usually go back and consult prior CEOs when they're not on the payroll?
It's not unusual.
Really? I don't know that.
Yep. The next natural step for anyone who's come out of managing director, CEO, COO, whatever it is to go into senior consulting roles and board jobs. So, but that's not to say he's in the fold and understands what's going on. Those conversations would be pretty closely held. But the comment that he's made, and I'm chuckling slightly at this, to say that they will be having discussions about the next one, that's a no-brainer comment because that's what they should be doing. That's basic management.
They said that at the sit-down, Sarah Bond said they're working on the next technical leap, so they've
already made comments about it.
So for the air quotes journalists to be running around with this notion that, the guy who's the father of Xbox and blah, 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 and he knows all this and he knows all that. Mate, he's only saying what's common knowledge to anybody who's got half a brain. They're talking about it because it's not as good as they want it to be, and what are they going to do next? Well, PlayStation's doing the same thing. Switch is getting to the back end. Nintendo's at the back end of that cycle. They're sort of half the step. They're on the alternate strategy, so to speak, so that they're not having to compete with Xbox and PlayStation. With the next Switch coming out, they'll get a free run because they won't have other consoles to compete with in terms of, new launches. But and that's good for them because it's a stable marketplace that they can do their predictions and work in. But yeah, I don't know why it's such a big deal to take a guy who's just saying what your economics 101 teacher could have told you. Like, yeah, they'll be talking about it. That's what they're employed to do.
Yep. And
so
that's
basically,
like
they're doing the job.
With a lot of the stuff that came out during the FTC stuff and the CMA stuff, it's like, oh, they've been saying this, they've been saying that. Well, yeah, that's kind of their job. Doesn't mean they're going to move forward with a lot of that stuff, but they're talking about it.
Yeah.
But
they could be saying something today and have a conversation today, and in 3 months' time they come back and have the the next conversation on it, and in that 3 months the entire landscape could have changed.
Yeah.
So they have to change tact. But these journalists and a lot of these commentators will say, oh, but they said this back then, therefore it must be true now, like with the FTC stuff. They're pulling stuff out from before COVID, and then they're saying, oh, but they said this before COVID, so it must hold true today. And I just laugh and shake my head and go, you guys are just idiots. I'm sorry, but you are genuine idiots if you think people, especially those that are paid to make decisions, aren't entitled to change their minds.
Yep.
But like a hardware, something
that
like
stuff is just making, fishing for clicks is all that was. And
But once they
Absolutely.
got a console sort of designed, like they dude, that unredacted email had a freaking console designed and controller designed and everything. And
but designs don't mean anything, dude. Designs that are 4 years old don't mean shit.
Yeah, it could change.
Yeah, you know how many patents Apple has and patents
Yeah.
for designs
Right.
I've seen that Apple has. Not a single one of those things has made it into any of their products.
that's true.
But having a patent, designing something isn't difficult if it's conceptual, because you're just drawing on paper with a thought process of this is how it should work based off current knowledge and a intention to better the technology.
Right.
Like I said on, it was on Woolies, one of Woolies' early Company of Gamers podcasts. We're talking about the PSVR 2, and we were saying, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that, and I did make the comment, we don't know what it'll do. We haven't seen the technology yet, and it's only up to the imagination of those doing it. It's the exact same comments I made for the Series X and S, and the same for the PS5. We don't know what it'll do. They haven't made it yet. They're still imagining what it can do.
Yep.
And they're only limited by current day knowledge and abilities, but that'll progress. And at some point, that drawing, they'll look at it and go, you know what, that's outdated, and they haven't even progressed it up to prototype testing yet. And I go back and do it again and put this in it. Go back and do it again and put this in it. I guarantee you the first time they brought out the Switch 2 concepts about what are they going to do, it didn't have AI functionality and dynamic upscaling and all that other crap that they're looking at putting in it, because it didn't exist then. So, to say designs, this is that, designs are cheap to make, patents are made and filed so that no one else can steal them, whether you use them or not. So
I was just going to point that out. A lot of patents are done just to, this is our technology, whether we choose to use it or not, you can't.
It protects the designs is what it's coming down to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool. All right, so they did have a partner showcase. Xbox had a partner showcase this week, and I don't know. People have, there's both. I mean, obviously Twitter being Twitter, what it is, but it really polarizing. A lot of people liked it, and a lot of people said that there was nothing there. For my purposes, I mean, anytime you have a showcase, if you can walk away from the showcase, if I could walk away from the showcase saying, you know what, I'm pretty darn interested in these games, I would say that that's a good showcase. And like what they showed, were all the games for me? No, because hell no, I'm not gonna play freaking Roblox. But yeah, some of the games were pretty nice. And the first one that was shown was Unknown 9 Awakenings, and it looks like a sort of a mixture of Prince of Persia with Assassin's Creed and some magic going on or something like that as well. I don't know. It seems like there was a scene where this guy was shooting, and then they had this woman was doing the main character was doing some sort of magic and was stopping the bullets midair, a la Matrix or something like that. That looked pretty cool. So yeah, Unknown 9 was the first game. It looked pretty interesting.
Before you start rolling through this, I'll just make one overarching comment.
Mm-hmm.
It should not be discredited that Xbox has had two partner showcases back to back, as in they haven't had a first party one in between them, other than that podcast, which I wouldn't consider a showcase. They've had two shows back to back where they have focused on third party partnerships, and yes, they're not all exclusive, but it should be championed that at least Xbox is again trying to get third parties in a focal point on their platform. So I do take a little bit of umbrage to those who want to shit on this one and say there was nothing good there. Whether there was nothing good there for you or not is kind of irrelevant. Look at the bigger picture here. Xbox is actually trying to get some quality third-party stuff onto their platform, whereas 6 to 12 months ago they wouldn't even consider doing this.
I don't know what people were expecting either. Xbox didn't sell it to us as this giant, massive big showcase where there are going to be all these announcements and huge games. Like, they never sold it to us as that. I don't know why people just had this expectation that that's what it was going to be when there was no indication that it was ever going to be there.
Exactly.
Well, also, a lot of good stuff. Variety. and
They showed,
Roblox.
they showed something for a little bit for everybody. Like, if you are just looking for the next JRPG fix, they gave you that. There's some DLC for that. If you're looking for the over-the-shoulder types games, they had some of those. They had some FPSs. But the main thing, what I think was impressive, was that at least they're trying to go against. Well, they're trying to get into the zeitgeist of, hey, you know what? We got plenty of games. Whereas if you
That
look at
Ava
the
game looks kind of viral. That could go viral.
what?
Which one?
Creatures of Ava or Ava and Creatures.
Yeah,
or something.
that's the game. That's
One that
what
looks
I've
like
always wanted.
like a Nintendo game.
No, it looked like, I thought it when it first came in. I said, I know this is a partner preview, but I thought this was what Everwild was going to be.
Rare doesn't know what Everwild's going to be.
That was funny. We unveiled it. We didn't know what it was. I'm like, why would you do that?
But it looks like those Everwild characters. That's what I'm saying. Like, somebody beat Rare to making Everwild. That's what I'm saying. There's somebody else is making Everwild before Everwild's making.
Hey, sorry to be a pain.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to be a pain. Two things real quick. We've just seen the news circling around on Twitter that Deviation Games has officially been closed.
Really?
Ooh.
Yep. PlayStation pinched all the good talent and then closed them down.
Are
funding
they,
cut.
No, wait. They're just disassembling the team? Are they disassembling the team altogether and employing these people, or are they just shifting them to other development places?
No, so PlayStation picked up like Blundell and a heap of the senior leads and put them in XDev nearly 12 months ago when they had the layoffs, and now they've pulled the funding and shut it down. So that's another one knocked on the head.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. So
there.
Yeah. So there's that, and the second thing is I'm really sorry, but I do need to go. I need to go and tend to my young fella.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, you told me he was not feeling too good. So yeah, please
Sheesh.
go ahead.
I didn't even get a game.
But thank you, Dave. Tell us where we can find you and everything too. So before we log out.
You can find me trying to be a nurse in about 5 minutes time. Don't imagine me in the nurse outfit though. It's not going to be a pretty sight. You can find me at Forky87 on Twitter and poking around podcasts when I'm not on dad duties.
Well,
Make sure
we
to
know your
follow
primary job is the
Dave.
dad, so that's more important, man. And we really appreciate you showing up whenever we call. So we really appreciate it.
Excellent. Again, apologies for the tardiness. I'll
you're good. We
make it
took
up to you.
Hour and a
Thanks, sir.
half get into the actual show.
No, but
I thought it might be a long intro, but I didn't expect it to be that long. Wise, and you need to pull your finger out, mate.
Well,
Oh wow!
But I think
Damn.
that's
Bro had to do the mic drop and leave.
yeah, this is why I love this podcast. Yeah, I love it when they throw shit out back at me.
It's honest.
Yeah.
I love you, mate. I love you. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah.
You
It
too.
is.
You got a stellar podcast when you can make David Faulkner say shit like that. That's all I got to say, man. All right.
Or you got an issue, man.
we just seem to bring out the worst in people.
Yeah, we do that kind of. Oh well. So, Unknown 9, anyone have anything to say about it? It looked pretty interesting to me.
It
KY,
looks
what
nice.
about you? What was your overall take about this? KY's busy playing
He fell asleep.
He's being a pirate.
No, he's not falling asleep. He's playing freaking Skull and Bones. It's on his screen.
Sorry, I'm here.
Yeah.
I
What
was
is your
muted.
overall
I didn't
impression
realize
of the
I was.
show,
I've been talking all this time, sitting back playing the game, and I've been muted.
What?
Oh,
So, what is your overall impression? What was your overall impression about this partner showcase?
I gave it a 7.5.
A 7.5.
Yeah, I could have done without the Roblox stuff. I felt like that was filler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest games ever, though, right?
Right,
so
but it's on everything. It's
If you're
Roblox
gay.
is literally partnered with everybody. It's
Nothing
not like
wrong
you
with
can
being
play.
gay.
It's not like you can play that
What?
game plus Chucky on only the Xbox. No, that's on everything. So okay,
Yeah,
this was
yeah.
a partner preview. Okay,
Yeah,
but
but-
anyway,
But Roblox, it just seems like I saw that announcement and I was like this is weird. I've never had anybody I've never seen a publisher announce a Roblox game. And I was like, well,
You know, I gotta say, if I had kids and they were playing Roblox, I'd say, go play as Chucky, go murder some people. That'll be cool. You know?
What?
And they're going, "What's Chucky?" Well, here, let's go watch a movie. Here, this will be fun.
Oh my goodness.
If I had kids and I saw them playing Roblox, I would demand a paternity test.
Stop it.
Well, you know, you say this stuff, right? But that's what this this generation pretty much plays 3 games: Roblox, Fortnite, and GTA Online.
And that's
every
why the
game that comes
future is
in.
fucked. The future will be Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so the first game announced was Unknown 9 Awakenings. It looked pretty interesting to me. Anyone have any takeaway for that game?
It reminded me of Banishers in a way.
Huh. What about it reminded you of Banishers?
Just like the ghosts and stuff. Kind of like
Yeah,
the
I
spirits.
can see that.
God damn it.
But anybody you have any interest on this game or what?
I honestly don't remember the trailer. It stuck with me that much. You know, it's
Damn
like,
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't remember most of the
oh.
games from the show, to be honest.
Yeah, but
there's some stuff I remember from the show, but that wasn't one of them. You know,
Yeah.
it looks like an over the shoulder. I don't want to say a walking sim, but it looks like something. It looks like Prince of Persia mixed with Assassin's Creed mixed with magic elements.
I mean,
It
yeah.
looks
Now
like a
that I'm
game.
seeing, it looks like something I'll always try. I mean, hopefully, you know, it'll be something. As I'm going nowadays, every game I'm going into is, God, I hope I can play it. You know, because seriously,
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my
mean,
breath
that's-
that this one's going to have a lot of accessibility features. I mean, you know, it doesn't look like it's like a game that it's being made by even a double A company
like-
or something like that.
It's like I'm kicking myself because I actually paid for fucking that game that's on PlayStation right now that everybody's playing, and I can't play it.
Helldivers?
Oh,
Helldivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent my real money to get that game, and I can't fucking play it. And that's what it's like. Oh God, you know.
Well, apparently this game looks like one of those things where like you're this mage lady and you can take possession of these people and
Oh, okay. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks interesting. I mean, obviously the execution, everything is going to be in the execution. That's the main thing, right? But yeah. Now, do we know if this game is exclusive to Xbox or is it going to be on Game Pass or is it just a game that's coming to all platforms, Xbox just being one of them? Does anyone know?
Isn't that the question about every game?
You're the
Yeah,
host.
pretty much, yeah.
You're the host. You were supposed to do the research. Holy
No,
shit.
fuck it, man. I got too much other research to do. More important research than that. So.
2 + 2
Wikipedia
is
says go
6.
fuck your
Okay,
mother.
Shit. Yeah. I have to sit and listen to a dissertation next week for 4 fucking hours. So yay, I had to do research on that. So anyhow. But
That sounds like fun.
Couldn't it?
I got to come up with like 10 anti points towards it or points against that dissertation. So I'm like, shoot, that means I'm gonna have to go in and reteach myself modern algebra and complex variables, which I've not looked at for eons. So yay me. Well, that's my weekend for you. There you go. So all right, next one. Let's see here. Sleight of hand.
I am looking forward to that. That looks cool.
It looks. It reminds me of if Gambit was a woman. You know, it looks like a Gambit game. I don't know.
Well, no, it's more than that, dude. It's a deck builder plus it's built around a mystery and a story, and it really looks interesting.
Anyone I am not into deck builder games. I'm not into those
not
card
either.
games, and I don't like it. I mean,
just not your cup of tea.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I mean, I know
But
there's a. Go
it'll
ahead.
be on Game Pass day one, so you'll try it.
I'm gonna play it.
Okay. Apparently it's made by Joshua Boggs, the developer behind the mobile game Framed. Yep, never played that either, so there you go. The next one was a pretty interesting premise. 11-Bit Studios is making a game called The Alters, and apparently you're this guy, this astronaut on this planet trying to get off of the planet, and this planet has Repedium. What a freaking original name that is. And you can create alternate versions of yourself based on decisions that you made or did not make in the past.
Just real quick, by the way, since you were too lazy to look it up, Awakenings will be on the PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and the Xbox One.
So not Game Pass. It's not a Game Pass game.
It doesn't
As
say
per
that
what
on the
we know.
screen. Doesn't say that on the screen, but you
Right.
know.
Alters.
No.
Alters
of hands
is on Game Pass.
Oh, and PC.
Yeah. No. We're talking about Unknown 9. Look.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But Alters looks. I like the premise. I like the premise where you can create an alternate version of yourself that is based off upon a decision you did or did not make. Like, for example, going to college versus dropping out, or
Getting
staying married
divorced
versus not
or-
dropping. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
all
gonna
that
be fun.
sounds great, but what it seems like the main gameplay loop is basically that shit where you see it inside the wheel. It's just one of those like games where you're like, okay, this person's job is to go fucking cook
Fallout
the food,
Shelter.
and then
Fallout
this
Shelter.
person's job is to go clean the jizz out of the fucking locker room, and this guy's like, and then you're just giving people jobs, like, and I'm not, if that's
No,
your type
I
of
think
game,
there's going to be
cool.
more to it than that. I think there's going to be.
Oh no,
more to it
there
than that.
there is when you can see clearly when there's the third person elements where you're out on the planet doing shit, but
Mhm.
then it always kind of went back to that side
But-
view of the rooms.
But the
Right,
idea, the idea that they're also going to have their own personality traits as well, and
If
so
you-
depending on how well, to me, this is
But-
another one that's going to come down to
Is he-
execution.
No, the
Um,
execution 100% will determine how if the game is good. I'm just saying that for me, I don't like that style of the making the task for all the people. That I don't know if that other stuff could be enough of an X factor to really draw me to that game, but it does look interesting. I will give it that.
I got to say, at first I thought, oh, this is going to be another, Deliver Us the Moon, single guy running around trying to fix every fucking thing. I'm like, no, I ain't playing that shit. You
Well,
know?
when I first saw it, I thought it was going to be a Returnal clone. So, stranded on a planet or something like that. But, oh well. But the premise is interesting. KY, what about you? Any takeaway for this one?
Yeah, I'm really intrigued with this game because very rarely do we ever see one game take two completely different genres and smash them together. Now, we don't know exactly what the third person gameplay is going to be like because we didn't see a HUD, and the HUD's always the last thing to be added. It's kind of like an overlay with a podcast. So we got that third person, and then when you get back to your ship, you're taken into like a Fallout shelter.
Mm-hmm. That's what it reminded me of too. Yeah.
And it's like, it's like I said, it's two
Asia Mall.
completely different genres.
Yep.
But it looked, I don't know. The premise looks compelling. Again, all of these games, the premises always look compelling. It's just the execution that's going to determine everything, right? But,
Right.
So.
Yeah.
True.
What about you?
Depends on how far the exploration third person goes. How in depth is it? Like you said, we didn't really see whether or not you got like weapons or items or anything like that because that would have been indicated by a HUD that was absent in that footage. So we don't know exactly what that's going to entail yet.
Also, when you're creating these alternate versions of yourself, how in depth does that go? Do the choices you make actually have change? Because how many times have they said, "Oh, you can make these changes and choose
His
these things that
personality
completely
changes based off his
changes
choices,
everything of the
yeah.
game?" And then you play the game, and it's like at the end of the day, it's the same fucking
Cough,
game.
cough, I
They
like
just give
to.
you a couple choices here and there. Yeah, so like it really depends on how in depth they went with the.
I don't know that
decisions you
it's going to
make.
be that in depth where you either went to college or you didn't, and the game's going to decide how that alters your personality.
So how many versions
Right.
of myself do I have to make before
Right,
I
like-
get to the Rakanichu version of myself?
I'm sure there's, find a certain amount of paths. It's not going to be super open ended. Like,
Right.
hey, you decide to go
Right.
to the bathroom at 5
You
o'clock.
also have to imagine that they're not a massive studio. So, I mean, how many lines of dialogue are written exactly for it to be something like that? So,
Did they
I
did they speak on like if there's going to be like multiple endings or something like that, or no?
they didn't say much about it at all, really. It's a very mysterious game.
Mysterio. I think is Wize here? I think Wize left.
Did he?
Checking
he
out,
just
checking
came
out the
back.
chicken nuggies.
Check it out.
I just
You have to
want to
go check it.
interrupt.
I don't want to say.
I just want to interrupt the podcast
No.
just for 5 seconds.
Please.
I
I don't
just
want to hear
wanna
about you
say-
getting your cheeks
Please
clapped.
do.
No, the amount of characters, because on Tekken, right? When you play online, it shows the ranking of the fighter that you have, right? And you have to level up their rank.
Yes.
And Sensei, right?
You're
Sensei's
impressed
gone
by the
through-
men. We get it.
No, the sheer amount of characters, because you have to level up each character. You don't level up as like Supernova. You have to, like, if it's Mortal Kombat, right? You have to level up as Scorpion, then you have to level up as Sub-Zero, etc., etc. This guy has legit like 6 or 7 fighters. I haven't seen, maybe he's done this for the whole fucking roster, but it looks like he has like 6 or 7 high-ranking fighters. It's insane.
So
That's all I wanted to say.
you're jealous because you
impressed.
can't compete or what?
He's gonna
I'm
put a
impressed.
poster of Sensei up
Like,
on his
I'm
fucking
winning a
bedroom
couple
wall.
of matches. Like, I'm not losing everything, right? But
Mhm.
I'm just saying, just the sheer, anyone that plays Tekken, right?
Mhm.
All of his fighters so far are strategist level. So he's gotten all of his fighters to strategist level minimum online.
Oh wow.
It-
That's actually
you
pretty
have to
impressive,
level up
actually, on his
online,
part.
dude.
Yeah.
These
All right,
words mean
Like,
nothing to me.
just fucking wow, man. That's
Sorry
all I-
about that. My camera, I had to leave the camera. I got to change my camera out. So
I wanted to
somebody
ask you a
muted me too.
question. Did
Sorry,
you
your
wanna-
face went away. We just gained 6 subscribers.
That's good though, right?
You need to leave
But anyhow,
again.
Somebody had a question that got interrupted.
KY.
You were saying?
I have that video captured and rendered and edited with all the like the square codes you could scan between the games to find out more information and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
I have that video queued up if you want me to share my screen.
Yes.
Oh, and
Okay.
since you mentioned it, I want to speak to that. One thing I really did like about the showcase is the fact that they did that with some of the games. They said,
Well-
here's a little short and little piece of information. If you want to know more, hey, here's a site you can go to and get more information, more in-depth discussion.
I'll be
I
back
thought
in
that
one
was
second,
well
guys.
done.
Keep going. I'll be back in 1 second.
I thought that helped the pacing a lot.
Keep going.
So and nobody asked me, but I gave it. You gave it a 7.5. I gave it about an 8 because there were a couple of games that, and I am one of those that looks at it and says, "Well, I don't expect to like every game I see," and so, but I thought the pacing and the format was very well done. So
Okay.
Very good.
So make sure you share the right video there, KY. We don't need to see your personal stuff. No.
Damn, we got quiet as fuck up in this bitch.
I know. Now everybody stops talking all of a sudden. What the
Well, I'm
hell?
playing the game too. Fuck, man.
Well, so am I.
Yeah,
Well,
Scott,
The dungeon
someone wants
master
to
left
fill
to
in
tell
the
us what's
empty-
going on.
you're more talented.
So the player count that Sensei has it's 8 because now he got another one. It's Paul Phoenix. Like, he'll beat me with one character, right? And then I think he's showing off at this point. And then he'll go and get another character that he's also leveled up, and then he'll beat me again. And then he'll go to another character. So it's like, I can beat you with this guy and this guy. You just kind of have to pick. Which one do you prefer? It's interesting. The good thing is that I'm not losing as badly as the last time. Because the last time I don't even think I was at like 50%.
Yeah,
win.
sorry about that. Sorry.
Now
Go ahead.
I have, okay, like as I speak, I'm just
Getting
getting
better.
destroyed now. Awesome. Why is
You learn, you adapt.
No, I apologize because it's pouring, like it's raining buckets outside, and I had to bring the dogs in and stuff like that. I totally forgot. We are in a flash flood and severe thunderstorm and tornado watch and everything down here. So
I hope it's not raining tomorrow for me. I got a job to do outside tomorrow.
Yeah, it's pouring down buckets outside. I had to let the kids in.
yeah, I don't really mind if the kids get wet.
Cages.
Won't you at least tell me what we're doing here? All I
There
know
you
is
go.
that it's serious.
What is that sound?
That's the video. We can hear the sound. There we go.
Yeah.
Someone had left their phone recording at a 7-Eleven.
No, it was a video. It was a video from KY. It was KY's video.
It was KY's video, not mine.
We know.
No, but yeah. So the next game was Creatures of Ava. Yeah.
Sorry,
It
go ahead.
What?
I have no idea. All I know is, come on.
It looks like it's Creatures of Ava. So Creatures of Ava was well, interesting.
you
It
said,
looked like Everwild, as I said.
Oh.
Anybody interested in this game?
I am. I'm very interested.
Yeah, I can see it in your
Yeah.
voice.
You can see it
No,
in his
I'm
voice.
serious.
Definitely from Alabama.
You are talented.
No,
just,
I'm
You
just saying.
sure you weren't hearing that?
Listen.
No, we can visualize,
listen,
especially
leave Daredevil alone.
Listen, when you're as high as fuck as I am, then you can see things that you can hear
Wow.
and hear things that you can see. Anyhow.
Dude, I'm 2 gummies in
It's
right
like
now. Don't
Betty
kill
White
me.
and Grandma's voice. She's like, I can hear my
How many
hair
gummies?
growing.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. All right. Okay, so Creatures of Ava. This is what I'm wondering. Like, okay, so you have Pal World, and you've got this game, which is like basically what people are saying looks like a version of Pal World. And there you have Everwild with Rare saying, "Well, we don't know what the hell type of game it is. Why not make a
haven't
fucking Pal
heard.
World?" Like, I don't understand.
No, the perfect meme for
It's been
that
so long.
is them standing across the aisle from Rare, looking at him, saying, "Okay, look, here, hold my beer. We'll show you what your game should be."
Now the characters, the shame of it all, the shit of it all, the characters look like what they showed in Everwild, those little creatures with the weird horns and colorful logos and stuff like that. I just
creatures with colorful logos.
Well, it just looked like all that crap. So it looked all the same. Yeah, another. It looks like a creature collector type thing. Monster Hunter slash
Can you beat them with
whatever.
sticks like in Pal World?
Okay,
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
not
Punch
fucking
to the
talking
face.
about the Roblox game though. Okay, anyone interested in wanting to talk about this fucking Roblox game?
No.
I just thought it was stupid. I think Chucky is a weird ad for Roblox. Seriously,
Did we lose Cozy?
Oh, that explains.
Yeah,
thing I popped up on the screen one time. I was like, "What is Chucky doing?"
I don't
Why
know.
isn't he
Considering
rendered
the
in
ne-
fucking
nefarious
Roblox
stuff.
graphics? God damn it!
Considering the nefarious stuff that Roblox does with kids, I'm not shocked at all that Chucky is showing up there.
Well,
Listen,
yeah, I
man,
mean,
Chucky is a good guy.
He's your friend. He's your friend to the end. Yeah.
I don't know about being a good guy, but I do know the guy in the first one that possessed the doll. He was a fucking psycho.
Oh yeah, he's still the same guy. He's still the same voice in the series and everything. He's the only one who's ever voiced that
it's Brad
character.
Dourif. He's
Yeah.
in fucking Lord of the Rings.
my favorite Chucky was the Bride of Chucky. He was so cheesy and campy. I loved it. You know, I love those.
Oh,
And Jennifer Tilly shows up in the series.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jennifer Tilly's always a good time.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I like
Okay.
the way that she plays a twisted version of herself. I think she probably has so much fun doing that.
Oh hell yeah.
But she's always the same character. She's just playing
Oh,
a
yeah.
variation of herself, basically.
Yeah, just a woman with chesticles.
Yes. Tits.
All right, the next one, The Sinking City 2. I never played the first one, and they said it's a
Yeah, me neither.
long-awaited sequel.
Oh man.
I played the first one, I think it was either on Game Pass or I got it through PS Plus. It's a weird game, not a bad game. It's one of those weird like niche type games. I mean, it's cool. It's getting a sequel, but it's not going to be anything that like we're going to be talking about. Like, oh, have you played Sinking City 2?
Yeah, but what
You say
was
Spaceballs?
the first one
I
like?
said it's not amaze balls.
Oh, man, it was a weird fucking game where you just walked around talking to people, trying to solve murders in this weird kind of town. And because it's Lovecraftian, you like have people that are like octopus people, and it's just a fucking weird fucking game. I played it for a few hours now. I was
Octopus
like,
people,
yeah.
or do you mean Cthulhu? Okay, there's a
No, it wasn't Cthulhu.
It wasn't Cthulhu. Cthulhu all the way through.
No, like it's just I don't know, man. Again, it's a weird game. Again, like I said, it's gonna be a niche one, but for people that like the first one, cool, you're getting the sequel.
Cool. All right. Next, let's see. Final Fantasy 14. We've already talked about that in the beginning. Paul has been playing with the demo. The full release is going to be out on March 21st. So,
right.
Yeah, great.
I'm waiting for a little full release.
And you can play through level 70, I think, before you have to pay. I think.
Really, the demo will let you play. Is the demo the full version of the game? Just hamstrung to a certain point.
It's absolutely. Except for there's some of the stuff it won't let you do because it expects you to continue to keep playing. but it's nothing that stops you from doing like the storyline or anything. It's just some of the interactive stuff as far as getting deeper into the game, but nothing will stop you from actually playing the game with your friends and advancing the story and all that stuff.
Okay, cool.
Has
Right,
more to do with the store operated stuff. So you can't sell anything or anything like that because if you're not going to continue playing, why yeah.
Right.
So
They want you to buy before they give you they unlock everything basically, which makes sense. I mean, you're just pretty much getting a sample of the game and seeing if it's worth your monthly purchase or something like that.
Here you go, Rare. Hold my beer.
Yeah, the girls playing up. Look at those animals. Those fucking animals look like they belong in Everwild. So yeah. All right. The next one was a pretty big one. It was a shadow drop. Was the first 3 Stalker games. And yeah, I'm keen on pulling the trigger on this one. I want to buy it because I do support the developers because they've been literally hell and back.
Do it now.
Do it now. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Right. Okay. So right now I got for those of you that don't know, the trilogy right now has been added through backwards compatibility. So it's getting all the machine learning and the AI upgrades that you get that's possible with machine learning. You're getting HDR added, you're getting upres added, and they have stated that a revamp to current hardware version is coming. So it already looks and plays 10 times better than it looked on PC. If you played it all the way back in the day, I tried to play the original version on Steam, and I was 20 minutes in, and it just kind of, maybe if I had played it when it came out 15 years ago, I'd have been more apt to adopt it. But it's just such a throwback now with the games that I'm playing now that I just couldn't. After 20 minutes, it didn't get me. But the new one,
what's the difference if you just bought the games individually? And play them through back compat, because I heard someone saying that it's actually cheaper if you just buy the games individually versus buying the collection. And then the back compat work with the games individually? I mean, I'm asking because I honestly don't know.
I don't know. So see, what they could have done was, so it's labeled as a trilogy. So the trilogy may be the only thing that's back compat, copacetic.
Got it.
But still, at $40
for all 3 is a steal.
For all 3 is a steal. I bought all 3 of them on Steam, and I think I paid $60. And that was a year ago.
Doorbell.
You have mail.
You have. Oh no. I am
mail.
There's a guy that I work with. He started talking about America Online the other day, and he has the best impersonation of a dial-up connection when you're connecting. He sounds like I just started up my modem. It was so funny. Oh, things our kids will never know.
Oh no. Wize is gone again. Look, how's the ass beating go?
It's actually going pretty well. He brought in Xiao Yu, and I clapped them cheeks. So I'm looking to see who is going to bring in next. So it's not going too bad. It's not going too bad. It's weird because most of the time, like when he was beating me last week, it was with King, right? This week, I actually got a hang of King, right? And I started beating King, and then I started beating his other fighters. Then he brought in Dragunov. I hope someone knows Dragunov, but I struggled a bit with Dragunov.
Yeah,
and then
this week on Fly on the Wall with Loke.
So thankfully he has an ego thing going right now. I'm not going to stop him. If he wants to show off, it's his own thing. He keeps changing fighters. I'm good with it because when he had Dragunov on, it's cool, bro. At least I can get some wins in. That's all I'm saying. Because when he had Dragunov on, I was either losing or barely winning. So I'm good on Dragunov.
this game on screen right now, Sunken City 2. Before I knew it was called Sunken City 2.
But do you know anything about the game in general? This is a sequel. That's what I was like. I did not.
Yes,
like,
I was just checking the first one out on Steam before I joined the show, and I don't know. It's still pretty up there. It's still $40 on Steam. The first
my god!
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. That's it. It's an old game, and $40 is a stretch, man. Honestly,
Yeah, they've been trying to make their money back for a long time.
But that scene that you see with him on the train and that thing in the straitjacket, dude, it gave me Silent Hill vibes to the 10th Power. I mean,
yeah,
I was like, oh my goodness.
A better
Are
Silent
they
Hill.
trying to do that or
no?
RPG 88.
I will say though, like when I played the first game, I didn't see anything like that.
Oh shit, that
at
caught me
all.
off guard for a second.
Yeah, I watched the video that the short clip that was on Steam, and all I saw was just a bunch of water and octopus.
Yeah, so like I don't know if that thing on the train or bus, whatever the fuck he was in the trailer, is going to be an indication of what we're going to see in the second game, or if it's just like him having a vision, and then the game's like the first game. Like they didn't give us a whole lot of idea of what to expect, because that could have easily just been some psychological thing he experiences, and the rest of the game is just like the first game where none of that shit happens.
True.
What I like about all this is that, look, say what you will about the quality of these games or the longevity of these games, at least they're stimulating a discussion about games coming to their platform, for better or worse, Whereas you're looking at the other two platform makers, they're really not saying anything. And that's the thing that I actually like about this. I mean, of course, not all the games are for everybody, but at least kudos should be given to them for at least trying to say, hey, you know what? We got games. We got these games. They might not be our first party games, but, these are coming this year as well. So games that would probably flown under the radar had they not sort of had some light put on them. So, yeah. I'm going to skip the download for the DLC for Persona, which is interesting because both DLCs are coming day one on Game Pass, which stellar. Can't wait. The next game was a Monster Jam Showdown. It looks like is that game going to come on Game Pass? Because it looks like a perfect game for Game Pass to me.
Looks like a fucking mobile game.
Yeah, it does, but it looks like something that you'll play
Which
for like
game?
10, 15, 20 minutes maybe, and just
Monster
get in and get
Jam,
out.
fucking the monster truck game.
Yeah.
Ugh. Nah, you'd have to pay me to play that. I'm sorry.
Well, it's another fucking racer, like an arcade racer. Those who like it, those will sort of gravitate
Barely an
towards
arcade
it.
racer, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there was some racing shown, but it was
Yeah.
they're
Not
monster
really
trucks.
Yeah, monster truck was great. All right. Anyway, the next game and I'm actually keen on this one because it looks like an anime.
Hey, King is back.
The first Berserker, Kazan.
You already
Let's
know.
go. Potential masterpiece.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. That faster pace, more combo, or at least what we saw. Dark Souls style. Y'all already know I'm all over Dark Souls style games. Like it's served on a platter.
Plus, I love cell shading. Cell shading to me is one of the best graphic art styles out there, and because it has longevity, irrespective of what generation it comes out on. And the main character is, I think, almost fully cell shaded. So I'm totally down for this one. Anybody else?
I like the way you say longevity. I always say longevity.
Longevity.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he's
no.
from Alabama.
those
He's
are
from Alabama. So just
two different words.
Well,
Longevity is the proper pronunciation of that, by the way.
Yeah.
Mr. Alabama.
I thought it was like an American thing.
Longevity is not
Look,
even a word. But
3 edibles and 2 shots of tequila in. The fact that I'm even sober right about now is really fucking amazing.
Right
all
about
The fact that he has
trust me,
not tried to
trust me,
fuck
you're
his
not.
sister today is
Oh my
amazing.
god.
I don't have a sister, but okay, yeah, well, you're right. But I'm looking for one.
that you know
Yeah.
of. That you know of. You know. Yeah.
No, trust me, I look because it's Alabama. After all, I wanted to get laid. So there you go.
What?
Hey, Wize, before we continue, I gotta go ahead and head out. I got some company over.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Tell us where you can find you before you log out. Tell us.
Yeah, you can find me at Triple Comma Gaming on Twitter, now known as X, or YouTube and Twitch. I haven't uploaded in forever, so yeah, I'm just following them anyway. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, and lastly, I think we're about to talk about it, but just real quick, rest in peace to Akira Toriyama, the author of DBZ. Very well missed. But yeah, I'm
we
gonna go
already
ahead.
talked about it in the beginning. We said that
Yeah, we
I said
talked
that
about
if
the
it wasn't for
beginning,
him,
Wise read a fucking eulogy at the beginning of the
Yeah,
show.
I missed it there, but yeah, it's I usually don't get upset over celebrity deaths, but that one, like hearing that news, I was like, damn, that's yeah. So but yeah, enjoy the rest of your nights. Wise, don't get too wasted with
no, it's
crossfading
already
over there.
too late.
Yeah.
Too
So
late,
all
too
right,
late.
later, guys.
All right, Praxis, I've not heard from you anything.
What?
Praxis.
What? I didn't watch it.
Any interest in any of these games? Or you even talking? You've gone like radio silent.
I think you fell off a couple of times, and I mentioned a couple of things, and you came back. So.
Oh, okay. I apologize, but now we don't have it anymore. But yeah, any interest in Tales of Kenzara or any of the other ones?
Not a lot. I mean, it's something to play a little bit.
Yeah,
Not a
like
ton.
he's like, yeah,
Dude,
whatever.
My backlog is so goddamn deep. I mean, I really looking at it's like, yeah, fucking someday, maybe never. That's how I look at these things now. I gotta be
It's like,
realistic.
yeah, it's a game. It's a game.
It's something. No, I mean, there's so many fucking like AAA games, and like I said, my backlog.
Oh, damn.
Why would I even look at some of these things? Like, especially the unless it was something I could play for like 10 minutes and go, oh, cool. That's about it.
Right.
All. It's but that's fine. I mean, hey, it was a thing.
The next one was Tales of Kenzara Zao. It looks like and
Hey, you didn't ask me about the Dark Souls anime.
You mean Berserker?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about Berserker? Because you're
I
busy
think it's gonna
playing
be a
and getting
banger.
your ass kicked with Sensei 808. I thought you were kind of preoccupied.
Not
if you
really.
will.
Not really. Things are kind of leveling out. Like you can ask him in the chat. I'm not even capping. Things are leveling out.
No, sure. All right. All right, tell us,
Whatever,
what do you
Joe.
think about the first Berserker?
I think it's good. It's an incoming masterpiece. It looks very, very good. We're going to be playing this game for a very long time, and I cannot wait to start losing to it.
Are you being fucking serious or are you being sarcastic here? It's hard to tell.
Oh, I'm dead serious, dude. I just finished Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
And I got it when it came out. So I'm someone that struggles with Dark Souls games, but I love like the way that the games are designed. I love the challenge and whatever. So I'm definitely going to get it, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do well.
Well, that's the point of it. That's the point of a Souls-like, right? So, just get your ass kicked until you get good enough where you don't get your ass kicked. Then you kick somebody's ass, then just to get your ass kicked 2 minutes later by something else. So, yeah, there you go. What people don't understand is like people will look at this and say, oh, it's not a first-party game. These are not first-party games. Oh, these are not AAA games. But what people don't understand is this is where it all starts. These are where all these IPs, like your major franchises, sort of begin, right? Like these types of games have to be successful before anybody will look at it and say, okay, let's do another one or something like that. So that's why I think I'm more excited about these types of games than those AAA IPs. I mean, I'm still interested in those, but this is where you get a lot of the new game mechanics and the new ideas and stuff like that. So more power to them. That's what I say. But next game was the first Berserker, Zao or Zal. I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but I think this was the game that was shown on the Video Game Awards, and this was a guy who really like went out of his way to like develop this. The guy who is voicing some of these characters are the same guy who did the artwork, and he was talking about like how he was inspired by like his grandfather and stories about.
Was it his father's thing?
I don't know.
I thought it was his father.
I don't.
I thought it was his father.
Was it his father or grandfather? I don't know.
Wait to not care, Wise. Jeez.
I don't know
That's not
about
very
it.
diverse of you.
I'm looking forward to it because it looks like somebody who's really put his heart and soul into this game. And yeah, I mean, looks good to me. I mean, it reminds me a lot of what's that game called? Ori. But that's not a bad thing. So yeah. But
Yeah, it's not.
Anybody else keen on this game?
I'll get it, but I'm not very good with 2D
Bull
games.
fucking shit. I'm gonna buy it and you're gonna be like, okay, I'll play with then.
No, I was planning on getting it on PC regardless because of what it stands for.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of people have been railing against the whole woke thing, and me personally, I am one of those people.
Yes.
Call me a hypocrite, I don't care. But when was the last time you guys even heard of an African AAA game?
Exactly.
When was the first time? Fuck it. Not the last time. When was the first time you guys heard about that?
But when you saw this developer speak of this game and how he was talking about
I don't care, dude. He could have been there stone cold, look like Android Wilson. I don't care. I don't care about the story. I care about this is an African game, an African AAA level game. That's what I care about. So I'm getting it. Even if you get it, Wize, I'm getting it on PC just so I can send the money in that direction.
I believe in supporting developers like this and supporting like GSC because those developers are literally fighting a war to get their game published. Yeah, I mean these are. What's the point of being in a situation where you can help people when you don't get a chance to help people,
Yeah.
So gaming, this is a luxury, right? A lot of people in this world are in a situation where they can't afford food, let alone a console and games. So as gamers, we're privileged. And I think it is our due diligence to go out and when you have situations like this with GSC, to invest. To show your support and your admiration by your wallet. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree totally. And that's why I'm buying it, because when somebody comes out with a passion like that, yeah. Right.
Yeah, you have to give them respect.
Mm-hmm.
In the very, very beginning, like the first 5 seconds, I was like, is this a fucking Black Panther game? Because the way the masks look, it looked a lot like the fucking Black Panther mask.
But you see, this is where it starts, right? Super, like this guy will make this game. You could say it's a game and almost also a proof of concept and proof of sales. And and if it does well, then somebody might say, oh, okay, well, here's some more money. Develop this, So they got to start somewhere, and that's what I think. I think this is where people who are always complaining that games have fallen into a rut and there's no new ideas and no new nothing out there. These are the games that bring in those new ideas.
Hey,
and if
man,
you don't
fucking Sig Parvis Magna, greatness from small beginnings.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. Even God of War started off as a proof of concept, So
everything does.
Yeah, it does. So, yeah. Anyhow, next, Frostpunk 2. This is I think this is like an RTS, isn't it? Frostpunk was an RTS, I think, and they're bringing the next one to Game Pass in July. So, yeah. Art style was pretty nice. Anyone have anything to say about this?
Never played the first one.
I think it was only on PC, the first one?
No, it's
That would be why.
I believe it's on Xbox. I think the first one's on Game Pass right now.
Really?
I think so.
Did you play it?
No, I did not play it, but I do like the premise of it. It's, to me, like the only thing I didn't like about City Skylines was how in depth it was when you had to worry about the traffic and everything. I didn't like your commercial areas wouldn't grow right because you didn't have enough traffic out or too much congestion or.
Oh, is that like a Sim City type game?
Yeah, but it takes place in the Steam world.
Oh, okay.
And it's freezing cold.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you got to be into the genre, right? To like it. It's like if you're not into SimCity and world builders, you're definitely not going to be into it. But it's a nice premise for those who are. It's a nice spin on the genre for those who are interested. So, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Last game, which was, I would say, their biggest announcement in this direct, or whatever you want to call it, preview, if you will, was Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess.
That was the biggest?
Of the ones that they mentioned, right? Like, which other one would you say would be like a sizable comparison to this one.
The biggest game they showed is probably the one that Capcom made.
I would say in the ones that they showed, right? Like, for example, which other ones do you think would have a more broad spectrum approach as opposed to this one? Because it is made by Capcom.
Yeah, Capcom is the only developer I know from any of the fucking games shown. So
that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, this will be like I would say their major release, because all the other ones came out of left field and nobody really I didn't know about any of these games, including the Sunken City 2. I mean, I didn't know anything about the first one. So in my opinion, this is like their biggest announcement for this preview was this Capcom game. Not saying it's they're going to be their biggest announcements for the year, but I'm just saying for this in this showcase, this was like, I would say, the big one, the heavy hitter. And it looks it apparently is a mixture of a action RPG and a RTS. Like in the daytime, you have to like make a village and like support your village or something like that. And then in the nighttime, you are going around and slaying all these little demons or creatures and stuff. And while you got to, I think, compel the villagers that you have amassed to sort of do something to stave off the demons or something like that. It looks interesting. I like the idea of them trying to blend genres, especially two genres like this that normally do not get mixed together. But yeah, I mean, it looks interesting to me. So, anybody have anything to say about it?
Nope.
All right. Well, it is what it is. So, it's a game. Nobody has anything to say about this Capcom game.
I don't.
Nope.
I mean, it's not my thing. It's not my thing.
I don't know. I think maybe they would have.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I think they would have gotten.
I got something to say. Sorry, I was having a nerve pain attack, so I muted so you guys couldn't hear me screaming like a fucking madman.
Banshee.
Yeah, like a madman. No, I think it looks cool. I will say that the first time we saw it, I think it looked better than this last time. I don't know why, but this second time that we've seen it, it didn't look as good as the first time. I don't know what it was about it, but it's still an interesting idea. So I'm interested in it. But I mean, that's all I had to say about it. So I really, I didn't have to say much, but that's what I had to say.
I mean, yeah. Again, for all of these games, I don't think any of these games are ones in which we've played any extensive amount. Even the ones that are sequels, at least. I mean, these are all going to be dependent upon their execution, right? And that's what matters. So, but it does look interesting. What about you? Anybody else? Cerebral? What about you?
Nope.
No interest in this?
No, I talked about the two games I'm interested in. The rest of it,
like, I'll give it a go.
And I'm interested in the Stalker stuff. That one got my attention. Seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you're saying Capcom was the big, but I think a lot of people saw that Stalker stuff and was like, okay, because they know what's been going on with Stalker 2, and we know where that's coming later this year. So they actually picked a great time to launch if you want to go experience the original Stalker, now's the time to do it type of thing.
Yeah, at the same time, I don't think a collection of older games from that studio is going to be as big as a new release from fucking Capcom.
It depends, because like I said, Capcom to me is a lot of fighters type stuff, and I'm not into that stuff. I can't play those games that way.
Resident Evil, what the fuck?
Well, but even then, I've never been a big Resident Evil fan either.
Claire Redfield's over here like, am I a fucking joke to you, bro?
Well,
Ada Wong as well. Ada Wong is losing it right now.
Especially the earlier ones where you had to fucking go find the typewriter ribbons to save shit. It's like, yeah.
What about that MILF in Resident Evil 8 Village?
Oh, Lady Dimitrescu?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about it.
She's a big girl.
You can suck me all night. There you go. Anyhow, sorry, I had to.
Wow.
How fourth grade of you, Wize?
I don't know. It just good game. Yeah, but Capcom has never been known to even embrace a lot of accessibility stuff, right, Paul?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's
so
the other issue, you know. It's like,
right.
Oh, you know play game? Oh, okay, fuck you.
yeah.
What?
You know good at game? Oh, so sorry to hear,
Don't
Paul.
do it again.
Come
Don't
again.
do it again, bro.
Fucking dick. And that's why we keep him around. It takes all the pressure off us, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because see, the rest of us are scared.
I didn't
The
say
rest of
what
us are
you
scared of
said.
Paul,
I
except
didn't
for
say that.
except for Super.
Fucking dick.
All right. Yeah, generally speaking, that was the direct, or the preview, or whatever you want to call it. I found a couple of things that I'm interested in. Again, we'll see how everything pans out. You know, the proof is going to be in the pudding, if you will. But generally, it wasn't a bad direct. I mean, people were making it out to be, oh my God, it's like horrible.
It was not. It was a good direct, actually.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was very good.
I mean, I had a little bit of everything for everybody, right? Like, it's just, and you can't say, oh, say none of the games are for you, but you can't say, make a blanket speech and say, oh, okay, it was a horrible direct. Maybe it was a horrible direct for you because you didn't find anything, but yeah.
Well, my attitude is like I pointed out, even if there's not a game for me at all, if there wasn't I can still look at the direct itself as a presentation and go, they actually did that pretty well, you know.
Oh, by the way, Paul, you said something in passing that I wanted to bring up. You said that Stalker 2 is definitely coming out this year?
I believe so, yeah, if I remember correctly. I could be misremembering, but I could have swore throughout this year.
I thought it was something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I heard about that too, but I thought it was delayed again because of all this BS and stuff. Like, you know, these poor guys are not even able to develop their game because they're busy
Not
doing
that I'm
other...
aware of, but I could, like I said, could be mistaken. I could be misremembering. So.
Yeah.
Don't take it as gospel.
Oof.
Don't take it as.
Push my balls. Jeez.
No,
What
thank
about
you.
your balls?
Not
No, we don't want to do anything with your balls. But anyhow, well, anybody else have anything to say about this direct? Yay or nay or anything like that? Or let me ask you this. I got a question. I do have a legitimate question. So Loke and Supa, this is actually directed towards you two. I know, but everyone has all of the systems and everything, but you guys, you guys sort of slant more towards the PlayStation. What do you think about Xbox's approach of saying, hey, look, we got these games and these games and these games versus PlayStation's pretty radio silence on this? What's your take on this?
My take is it's fucking annoying. I've complained about it for years now that a roadmap would be nice. Regardless of what the roadmap is, like, and for the first couple, months or year or so, is like, yeah, they're waiting. They're in the position of power. They don't have to really worry about what to do. Like, they're going to let the other people show their hand, and then show theirs, and then no hands get shown. And after a while, it's like, listen, you say you're working on shit. Cool. We assume you're working on shit. Can you just show us the shit you're working on?
No,
please.
Fair.
And that place is like, oh, you want to show game? No, fuck you.
Wow.
No, but to be fair, none of the games here are first party. It's all third party. But does that affect you any? Or do you think Xbox in the same boat?
All right. So, okay. Do you want my take as me personally, or
yes,
do you want
you
my
personally.
take as in the PlayStation community?
You personally, and then you as a PlayStation community.
Oh man, like I'm eating good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not starving at all. There are games on PlayStation. Don't let people gaslight you guys. This business of first party, third party, it's all marketing, people.
Right.
Most people, why is it okay, right? Why is it okay for everyone to accept the fact that it's cool that everyone's buying PlayStations because they have good marketing deals with FIFA, with the Champions League in Europe, and with Call of Duty? Why? Why is it that those third-party deals, when they're connected to the PlayStation brand, is perfectly fine, but when it's fucking what is it, Grand Blue Fantasy or whatever, suddenly it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. All right, winning is winning, guys. Whether it's a quarterback who runs it in, whether it's the running back, whether it's a passing touchdown, whether it's the fucking kicker. All right. Winning is winning. So as far as I'm concerned, for me personally, PlayStation is doing just fine. I'm okay with what they're doing. My backlog is full. I am feasting right now if I'm a PlayStation gamer.
But let me ask you this: do you think this direct should have even happened? Because there was no first party.
You're asking
No,
if should it have happened?
I don't think I don't see a problem with that. I mean, they were very explicit. Anyone that had expectations beyond this is going to be me and Sensei just tried to grab each other on Tekken. Sorry, and we both dodged. Anyway, anyone? Oh, come on, dude. That's not what I. Whatever. Anyone that had expectations beyond what was shown is being dishonest with themselves, because they set the expectations way before the preview even got like shown. We all knew what was going to be shown. You're just being disingenuous if you sit there. Oh, I'm disappointed. They told us it wasn't going to be a big deal. All right, so cut the cap.
Well, they said the problem was, of course, I'm going to bring this up because it is what it is. But the logic was, because there was no real first party or true second party AAA IP.
Oh, Jesus!
It was an L for Xbox. So do you agree with that sentiment?
No,
It wasn't an Xbox Bethesda showcase. Just like when PlayStation has its PlayStation showcase, that's one thing. When it's a state of play and they explicitly say this is a state of play for our third party partners, don't expect anything big, and then people go, why was Wolverine there? It's like, bro, because they told you it wasn't going to be there. Like, what the fuck? Same shit, okay?
You're just being disingenuous.
Shit. All right. And remember, I lean on the PlayStation side of the fence. I wasn't going into this fucking Xbox directors, whatever the fuck it's called, event, expecting to see Soccer 2 or expecting to see Everwild or any of these other games or Perfect Dark. I wasn't expecting that here. That's not what this is. Okay? Like, don't go to a fucking Boston Red Sox game and be like, where are the Yankees at?
Thank you.
They don't play here, bro. They play here sometimes, but they're not here today, goddammit. So
disingenuous breakdowns or disingenuous reactions can go fuck all the way off this. Yeah. All the way off.
Yeah, 100%. The people that are complaining just to complain, or complaining because it's the cool thing to do, or complain just because they have a blue check mark that they're paying fucking money for, and they're trying to drive traffic to their shitty ass fucking Twitter accounts so they can make money. Like, it's all it is.
Or their YouTube channel.
It's like
I'm not monetized, so I wouldn't know about these things.
Well, it's like when Xbox does their because they have their independent stuff too. That they have that wing that does, and they'll do a showcase as well, and everybody goes, "Well, where's the big bangers?" I'm like, dude, that's not this show. This show is telling you what they're working on in that section. But people need to have a reason to complain.
Look, it doesn't matter at the end of the day where the games came from, right? Yes, it would be nice if your first party are making a bunch of games all the time, and you've got all these games from your first party. Cool, right? Because these are the studios owned by the company of the box that you bought. But at the end of the day, who gives a shit who made Rise of Ronin? The fact is, I got it on PlayStation. Who gives a shit who made Helldivers? The fact is, I got it on PlayStation. Same thing with Xbox. Who gives a shit where the games came from, what deals were made? If they are games exclusive to Xbox, those are effectively Xbox games. Does it matter at the end of the day where they came from? No. All that matters is you have games to play on your platform
that
only you have.
Right. And as a person who plays all consoles, I mean, you got plenty of food to eat everywhere. Whether you're a PlayStation guy, Xbox guy, Switch guy, or
there's
whatever.
so many games out here.
Yeah,
and that's not even hyperbole on my part.
And
there's too many games.
And to be honest with you, and this is going to be a hot take, I'm getting kind of tired with the AAA, and I do understand why AAA games behave and look roughly or behave the same way, if you will. It's because they don't want to take the risks anymore. Because if a AAA game costs anywhere from $150 to $300 million to make, then I mean, you don't have that type of appetite for that type of risk. Whereas these types of games probably costed a fraction of that, and they're trying new things. I mean, will they all pan out and be successful? No, I'm not even implying that. But at least it's nice to see developers sticking their neck out on the line and saying, you know what, let's do this, or you know what, let's try this.
But you even said earlier that some of the big games we have now, they started as small games.
Right.
So, and that's why the AAA games exist, because they know if they do it right, they have a known entity that will sell well.
Yeah.
And see, I missed that.
Just like, dude, any of the biggest directors in Hollywood, the first film they directed wasn't a freaking giant multi-million-dollar Hollywood film. They filmed some bullshit for their fucking for high school class, or some bullshit for some program they're a part. Like they have to start somewhere.
Well, you know, but
all of them.
But I think it's like as gamers, and you know what, I don't know what, maybe it's the thing about Twitter or YouTube or what. But these days and times, if it's not like a AAA $300 million investment game that is bleeding edge graphics that make you nosebleed when you watch it, it's like it's an L. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit.
Listen, I'm kind of that person because I do prefer the big AAA games. Like the AA games and the indies don't speak much to me. Like the things like Celeste, games like that don't really speak to me. But at the same time, they have their place, they have their audience. It's just not me. I'm not going to thumb my nose at that studio because they're a small studio that made a game like Celeste. Like that's just what they make.
Right. But
different strokes for different folks, man.
And to be honest, yeah, and no harm to that, right? Some people just, time is like these days and times. You're not just competing. Games are not just competing with other games. They're competing
people
with
want
your
to
time.
people want to talk shit about these games. Oh, look at these are the games the Xbox is getting. Like they're not also getting fucking Indiana Jones. Like they're not getting games like that. Are they just going to stop making these bigger games because you're also getting these smaller games? No, they're additive. They're additions to the other games. So who gives a fuck?
Yep.
Right. And to be honest with you, as we said earlier, this is where it all starts. I mean, it takes something like the developers of Unknown 9 to stick out their neck and make a game and see how it works for them to be, funded with millions more dollars to make the second game, which will be a AAA. And I keenly remind folks that the first Uncharted wasn't technically supposed to be AAA. It wasn't really AAA. It was kind of like, proof of concept.
Yeah, when you play, even going back now and playing the first Uncharted, especially with how far it's come, you play the first Uncharted, and like I remember when I first played it, I thought it was fucking amazing, and then 2 came out, and I was like, oh, the first one was almost there. It was almost there, and you go back to it, and you can see the limitations. It was almost there, but 2 is where they really cracked the code, and then obviously from there, it just fucking excelled. But yeah, dude, the first Uncharted is not on the level of Uncharted 2 or the later games. It's like a 7 out of 10 game. Right. But it was cool, and it was one of these games, one of the first games I ever played where I was like, yo, this is like playing a summer blockbuster. And it was something interesting.
A good summer blockbuster, not this 2024 stuff.
And you look at a small game like PUBG inspired another game like Fortnite, and now it's like the fucking biggest game in the world. And Fortnite was nothing. Exactly. It was nothing, and PUBG were nothing.
Yeah. I mean, historically speaking, Grand Theft Auto, the developer of Grand Theft Auto said their biggest inspiration was Zelda. They said when they first played Zelda and they could go anywhere, that's the game they wanted to make. So yeah.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even that one, when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 weren't exactly giant, massive fucking games. Like
exactly.
Most people didn't play those fucking games. And Grand Theft Auto 3 came out and changed gaming forever.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And famously so, 1 and 2 not oversold, but it was on the top down perspective, So yeah.
Yeah, they weren't even the same.
Yeah. And I mean, you sometimes miss that, right? Like if you remember back in the day with the NES and Super NES, yeah, you had like your Zelda and you had your AAA Mario and all that other crap. But you also had the small ones like the Illusion of Gaia or ActRaiser or, all these other ones that flew under the radar that were phenomenally well received, Even in the NES, I mean, for every Super Mario 3 and Zelda 2 you also had your Kid Nicky or your Mega Man or whatever, right? So, and this is where it goes. So,
me and my family, me and the wife primarily, the other gamer in the house that plays on console, we loved Fortnite. When Fortnite came out, it was Save the World, and that was so much fun. And then after they decided to change their formula to the more PUBG-esque, it was a total turnoff. And it was a total turnoff because it didn't become an option for the game. It became the game so much that they dropped the Save the World content, the storyline. It just stopped. It never finished. It was an unfinished story.
Okay.
And I don't know.
Follow the money. That's what happens.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That's
it's
like
just-
saying all the money in Call of Duty is online, so we are not going to make another story. We're not going to make another campaign for the next Call
But that's
of Duty.
what they do, right?
Isn't that kind of what they did? Yeah. Like, what
Um,
are you talking about? They did that.
Oh, the campaigns are still good. I still
5
play 'em for the
seconds
campaign.
long, but okay.
5 seconds. That's 3 seconds too long. It's all 2 seconds basically. No, but in
Yeah,
the
it's
end, it's one of those things where I really hate that narrative that people put out there. Oh, Xbox has no games. Oh, PlayStation has no games. Oh, Nintendo has no game. Bull fucking shit. They got games. They may not have what your type of game is, but they got plenty of games. And
yeah, this is not a Ghost of Tsushima factory. All right.
Right.
If that's your range as the gamer, that is a you problem.
yeah. And speaking of Ghost of Tsushima, what about the shit show that was on Twitter when Tsushima was announced that it went to PC? People were like freaking out, like they lost their child.
Like lost their kids. That's the best example.
Like,
And
what
for
the fuck
anybody
is up?
listening, who
wife
who
cheated on
sticks
them or
around to the
something.
very end of the podcast, Bob's got some info.
Oh,
does he?
Well, anybody
Does
still
he?
that's sticking down to the end of the podcast is because they're in a hospital bed and they can't reach.
They can't move. They can't turn
You know,
it
it's like,
Look, somebody turn this shit off. I can't listen to this fucking minutes
Just
anymore.
pull the plug.
Yeah.
No.
I can
On the
just drop
TV,
it.
no on me. So,
I can just drop it right now.
all right,
Yeah,
well, go
drop
ahead,
that
Bob. Well,
knowledge.
let's go ahead. It is 8 o'clock. And my pizza's getting cold. 8:30, and my pizza's getting cold.
Okay,
let's
so
go ahead and
the
close
next
it up, guys.
Yeah.
So,
the
KY, tell us where we
next-
can find you. Go ahead.
you can. Well, okay. Let me tell you what I was going to tell you first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So next generation,
get this man out of
the parity is going to die because Xbox is not going with AMD. Xbox is going back to Nvidia.
You're fucking kidding me.
No, PlayStation has already signed an agreement with AMD.
Okay.
So AMD is locked into their next gen console.
all right.
Xbox has not signed an agreement with AMD. Xbox was actually in talks with Intel for Intel graphics, but that fell through. And now Microsoft is going back to Nvidia like they did at the very beginning of their life. I mean, the OG Xbox was Nvidia graphics, and now you see all these rumors, all these rumblings of Nvidia saying they want to get back into the console space, and this is how it's going to happen. Parity will be dead, and you'll find the real ray tracing experience on the next gen Xbox running Nvidia graphics. Because AMD is still falling behind, and Nvidia and Xbox will kill the parity. Things will definitely run better on Xbox.
what?
You just may pay $600 for a console.
now,
you
I
sure
was
about what you're saying, KY Bob?
but I'm also gonna say that mean that that the GeForce Now stuff could tie in Game Pass and all that stuff.
Oh, I don't know. All I know is that the
Yeah.
GPU in the next Xbox, not the refresh, but the
Right.
next gen Xbox will be an Nvidia GPU.
Well,
Right,
from
I'm
what
just
we
saying,
understand,
by
there is no
making those
refresh.
deals, though, I could. Yeah, for
Yes.
Xbox and the Xbox side, to our knowledge, there is no refresh.
Right.
Well, I call it a refresh, but it's really the digital only Series X that I'm talking about.
Yeah. But here's the question: what does that mean for backwards compatibility?
Nothing.
No. Yeah, user side, you won't notice a difference.
You won't notice a difference.
But wouldn't that mean? But wouldn't that be more work on their side? Now they have to report the things
Nope.
back from AMD
No.
to.
No. Oh, it's just like put yourself in a PC world, man, because that's basically what our consoles are now.
Yep.
Whether you got an NVIDIA graphics card or you got an NVIDIA graphics card, you put the latest drivers in there. One just may seem to run the game better, but they still run it.
Next
Well,
generation. Go ahead.
What we're talking about as far as backwards compatibility issues is with processor architecture. We're not going away from x86 anytime soon.
Mhm.
64
They were thinking about ARM at
bit
one time,
based.
right?
Yeah, they were looking into ARM, and ARM is still a possibility. We don't know what the next gen may bring in that, and if that is it, then backwards compatibility is dead. If they leave the x86 architecture without some serious emulation,
And that's gonna cost them a lot more money. So
yeah, well, they did it once, they could do it again.
Paul, according to RPG, your voice is kind of low.
I don't care. Whatever. Nobody listens to me anyway, so what the fuck? I mean,
agreed.
He's not lying. He's not lying. We don't give a fuck.
Well, KY, tell us where you can find you, sir.
You can find me on every platform: Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, YouTube. KY Bob. I'm the host of the Game Set Live podcast every Thursday night right now at 7:00. We sometimes move between Thursdays and Wednesdays. And yeah, check me out. Hit me up on Twitter, or Twitter X, which ends up coming out just completely wrong.
Twix.
But yeah, it's like, oh, but you please tweet my X. Yeah. Anyway, check me out. Don't forget to hug somebody you love. Go out and touch some grass occasionally. And game
what
on.
Grass?
Well, I smoke mines, but that's not important. All right, Super, tell us where we can find you, sir.
You can find me at YouTube at Supernova Gaming whenever I make a video, which is whenever. And then same with the Roundtable podcast. I'll be on that whenever King Thrash does that, which is whenever. I'm on Twitter at my third account, which is Yo It's Nova, and then here every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Wow, he's had the same account 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's a record, right? Ain't it, Super?
I haven't been on the application. I haven't been using it.
Paul, my man, tell us where we can find you, sir.
Everywhere.
He is
you can
omniscient.
You can find me on Twitter /X at CerebralPaul1. You can find me at Twitch at CerebralPaul. You can find me on, of course, the 4GQ TV channel on Mondays for the Papa Powerbomb Wrestling and Thursdays for 4GQ TV. And we just did an interview with Pope, which is posted up on our YouTube channel right now. Yep. And we have other interviews that we did that is going to go up later in like today or tomorrow, depending on how much sleeping Carlo has actually done. Because, man, he sleeps a lot. And then you can find me on Tuesdays on the Xbox Ambassador channel doing gaming differently with Cerebral Paul, and on Tuesday nights with the Retro Renegades, and on Fridays right here, Wasted with Wize.
Thank you. All right, Praxis, sir, tell us where we can find you.
Well, here on Fridays, Wasted with Wize, and then on Twitter at Praxis Darth, and Xbox at Darth Praxis, and anywhere else you can find me. You're lucky if you can.
Cool. All right, next, Loke, tell us where we can find you, sir.
Well, before I tell, actually, I'm gonna tell everyone, and then. But first, Sensei, don't practice Dragunov. Just keep going with King, bro. You're fine. There's no need to practice Dragunov. It's cool. All right, it's cool. Anyways, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on TSWS Gaming every Tuesday and Friday, hanging out with Ham Solo, Cozy Beluga, Matt Likes Games, etc. As for the last point, here we go. It's time to have a serious talk about racism in our beloved gaming community. Let me make one thing crystal clear. There's absolutely no room for racism here or anywhere else for that matter. I'm sick and tired of seeing racist behavior rear its ugly head in our virtual world. Gaming is supposed to be a place where everyone can come together regardless of race, ethnicity, or background, to share a common passion and have fun. But when racism creeps in, it poisons the entire experience for everyone involved. It creates a hostile environment where people feel unwelcome, unsafe, and marginalized. But here's the thing. We have the power to change this. We can stand up against racism whenever and wherever we see it. We can call out the racist behavior when we encounter it in-game or in gaming consultancies. We can support developers who prioritize diversity and inclusion in their games without patronizing or tokenizing. And most importantly, we can create spaces that are welcoming, respectful, and inclusive for everyone. Yes, even straight white males. So to all
Yeah,
the
you
racists
fucksticks.
out there who think they can spew their hate into our gaming community, I have a message for you. You're not welcome here. We won't tolerate your bigotry, your ignorance, or your hate. We will stand together, united against racism, and we will fight to keep gaming a better and more inclusive place for all. And to everyone else, I say this: let's be the change we want to see in the gaming community. Let's speak out against racism. Let's support each other, and let's build a community that celebrates diversity and embraces inclusion. Because together we can continue to make gaming a truly welcoming and inclusive space for everyone. Thank you for listening.
Hey, Logan, have you played an online game recently, or in the past 20 years? Have you ever heard any conversations in one of those things? You talk about racism. Oh my God, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's not even good. And have you ever gone into? You say you want a non-racist.
I guess
spaces?
I've been playing the wrong games.
Dude, it's like it's wow.
I guess I've been playing the wrong games, and I
Racism would
guess I've been
just
talking. to
racism
the-
would
to the
just
wrong
die
people.
if people like you would quit bringing it up.
Really?
Like me? Really? All right, cool.
What do you mean, like you people?
No,
Oh,
we're
no, I
we're
did
at the end of
not
the
mean it
podcast.
like
We're at the end of the
that.
podcast. We're not going to stretch it out. All right. Let's keep it.
All right, yeah. So anyway, Cozy, you can find Cozy wherever you can find Loke. Also
Bullshitting.
with
Wow.
Jim, I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put Jim's information in the.
I didn't catch that ball.
And yeah, Doom is not on, but he's not feeling too well. Everyone in his house is not feeling so well, so prayers out to him. And before we leave, yeah, I do want to say one more time that enjoy your games, enjoy the fact that you can play games, because they're not everyone is lucky like that, and just go hug somebody and just be grateful, because nothing is promised to anybody. The next second is not promised to anybody. The passing of Akira Toriyama is highlighting that fact. It's things can change on a dime, and your life would never be the same. As one person once said, there will come a point in time where whatever you love, you will end up losing and regret that you didn't give it more precedence when you had the opportunity. So just think about that. Think about your friends. Think about the people you play with, and just enjoy gaming. Gaming is an inclusive activity, and it should be, as Loke said. And yeah, just be grateful. Be happy that you are able to game, because there are people in this world that don't have the stability to do so. Again, prayers for Akira Toriyama and his family. Also, shout out to Bushido and his speedy recovery. Need that a-hole back on the podcast, and his edible stories. And yeah, just enjoy yourselves, enjoy gaming. And yeah, you can find me. I'm Wise Old Gamer with a Z. You can find me on Xbox, PlayStation, and Twitter. And of course, here every Friday night, I am the man who brings the fun and dysfunction. So remember, you can be anywhere, but you've not been anywhere yet until you've first been wasted with Wize. Peace out, everybody. See you next Friday.
Deuces.
And we are.